Good morning. Let's see. We got everything going here. Just a quick check. Microphone looks good. Camera looks good. Again, I'm streaming over a couple different locations. Looks like those are good. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mayong buntag, magandang umaga, mayonaga. Bunch of different dialects here in the Philippines. Just getting started. I'll give folks a moment to get connected and set up. So we get going here. We're live and rolling. I think so anyways. Yes, I think we got some stuff going now. Good morning. All right, people are starting to roll in. Let's go to the announcements really quick. Couple things really quick that I've wanted to bring up. How to contact me. I get a lot of Facebook messages in Messenger. I probably get, I don't even know, maybe about 100 or so a day. So I can't, Facebook Messenger really is not a good way to interact with me. What is a good way to interact is through the Carefree Chris community group. And those are all, that link to that group is in pretty much all my videos, especially my new ones. There's a link to the community group. That's really kind of the best way to get a hold of me. It's also how I'm handling all the events, the meetups, group rides, lunches, breakfasts, whatever we got going on. It's all through that community group. I'm setting it up there. I'm starting to work. I'm getting a lot of requests for private consultations, calls and stuff like that regarding life in the Philippines, moving here, budgets and stuff like that. More than willing to have those. I don't really have a good way to facilitate those. However, I'm starting to work on a web page where I can do scheduling and stuff like that. If that is something you're interested, reach out to me through the community group and we can set that up. Bike update. So I had, did this big journey, right, where I was going off to ride through Leyte down to Mindanao, and I quickly realized one of the limitations. There was a couple of problems around that, but one of them was the bike that I was on. It really was not a good bike for touring. After about an hour and a half, I was just like exhausted on the bike. My knees were sore, my butt was numb, just a very uncomfortable riding experience. So I decided to get a new bike. And about a month ago, I actually bought a Royal Enfield Himalayan 450, brand new bike out of Royal Enfield. A lot of buzz around this bike and feel around the bike. But I got a call last week saying, hey, the bike that we had slated for you, the bike that we had slated for Cebu City, they had two bikes. They're both going to Manila. So they said it's going to be a while before new Himalayans are going to be ordered. They're going to be here. If you want your money back, we can do that. So I went ahead and opted for it. And the other reason why, so that was one of the reasons why, but I'm getting a lot as, this is a brand new bike. There's huge offering now in the 300 to 500 cc range, which there really wasn't 3-5 years ago, right? Or even 2 years ago. So these are new bikes. There's a lot coming out about them. And there's a couple of concerns I want to talk about real quick with the Himalayan 450 that kind of has come out. And one of them that it runs hot. It's liquid cooled, but you've got the radiator, you got the air circulation blowing right basically back on the rider. And so there's some complaints about how there's a lot of engine heat from the bike. So with being in the Philippines and it's already kind of hot, I was a little bit worried about that. It's also a bike that I'm understanding isn't super grunty. It's not torquey, which honestly, I really enjoy the bottom end of the bikes. Pretty much all the bikes that I've owned are really torquey. And, if I am going to do kind of mild off-road, I'd rather have a bike that is really torquey and has that low end versus a bike that you kind of have to wind out a little bit. And that's my understanding of the power delivery of that Royal Enfield, the 450 Himalayan, is that the power starts to come on around 3,000 and up RPM. So that's not really a bike that I kind of like to ride in that way. Like I said, I like that low down. And yeah, and then it not only is it kind of revs higher, it actually runs a little bit poor down low. It's easy to stall out. So that was also a concern. Another thing that gets talked about a lot is just really kind of how it lacks refinement. And I get that's also some of the character and the charm of it, but it's a really noisy, clankety bike. that just seems to be, like I said, lacks a little bit refinement. Like I like technology. I like things like that. That appeals to me more than kind of rustic. Yeah, and then the other thing that I just saw recently too is there's some center stand stuff where the bike's like next to impossible to get up on the center stand. So those were some of the concerns that I saw, and some bikes that I'm really looking at. There's a couple in particular. So CF Moto's got a 450 MT that came out, and also too the new NX 500. So I'm still kind of on the fence. Honestly, and anyone who rides motorcycles knows this. You really want to buy the bike that's right for the type of riding that you want to do, and you really have to be honest with yourself. Like, what kind of riding are you going to do? Are you going to do street stuff? Are you going to do off road? And sometimes we buy the bike that we think we want to, kind of type of terrain that we're going to ride, but ultimately we ride one way. So with that said, I'm pretty much a city rider. I'm a paved rider. 90-80% of the roads that I envision being on are going to be paved. So I'm actually leaning more towards the NX 500, but we'll see. I've got some time. Even that bike, I've stopped by the Honda dealership. They haven't even ordered them yet. So between now and then I'm going to be doing a lot more research on the MT, the CF Moto 450 MT, as well as the NX 500. So, but those two bikes really catch my eye. And then down the road, KTM's got a 490 Adventure that's supposed to be coming out. So a lot of bikes in this 3 to the 500 cc range, which is really awesome. So that's really it for the announcements. That's all I got on my list to talk about here. We can get into it. We can hope everyone's good. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How we doing? What's up, Larry? Larry McGuire, Southern California, beautiful. Yeah, what part of California are you in down there? I was in the San Francisco area. I was born in that area. Lived there in the early 70s. But we moved away when I was a kid, so I don't really remember any part of California. Yes, good morning. Hope all is good there. Benny, yes, my own Boontog, brother. What's up? How's everything in your neck of the woods? You excited about your trips coming out here again? I know you're a little ways off, but hopefully that's going well. Dude. Oh, man. This guy was here for a month. Had a great time. We hung out. He traveled all over and saw a lot of the Philippines, man. I'm really was impressed by you getting out and doing some stuff. So, yeah, you went up to Mintyne. You went over to Ormoc. You're kind of all over. I hope you had a good time. I'm sure it sounds like you had an absolute blast. Yeah. We didn't get to shoot a video, and the interview stuff, I'm just no good at that kind of deal. And but man, I'm really glad you made it out, and I hope you make it back. Looking forward to seeing you on your return. I know you'll make it out. You just absolutely fall in love with it, like everyone does when they get here. It's just such a different dynamic. KTM 390 is a good bike. Yeah, lower price, lighter bike, 250 V-Strom, both have good specs. Yeah, Terry, I'm with you. So the 390 Adventure is another bike that really has my eye. And if they had one in the motor race where I was looking for a bike, I would really strongly consider picking that bike up. But they don't. They don't have any in stock. The other thing that I get a little bit about that bike is the 490's coming out. So I'm a little reluctant to buy a bike that's kind of going away, just because I'm kind of a geek in the area where I like the latest, greatest kind of deal. So, and that's one of the things that excites me both about the 450, the CF Moto 450 MT, as well as the NX 500. So, but you're right, the 390 Adventure, I'm hearing a lot of great stuff about that bike. And honestly, Terry, for the type of riding that I do, which is probably 80%, 90% street, dude, that bike is probably right up my alley. And so it is a bike I'm still kind of thinking about and may pick up, especially if it turns out the NX 500 or the CF Moto 450 are just unavailable everywhere. So yeah, that bike is on my radar for sure. Just go with the African Twin. Maybe I just get a big freaking Harley, or a big Goldwing and ride around on that, man, and just putt around in first gear. That's the thing that most motorcyclists actually don't comprehend. is the speeds that you're riding on here. I mean, hardly ever do I get 50 miles an hour. I just don't. Now there is one region, you know what, we can add. About the only region that you're gonna really get up to speeds is in Luzon, right? So let's take a look on the map real quick. There's really only one area where you're going to get that kind of speed in the entire Philippines, and it's right around Manila. Everywhere else in this country, it's going to be difficult to get up to kind of, you know, the speeds that you're used to in the United States. Now, not all the time. Like there were some times where I got some open road, you know, and I could have went faster. It's just that, you know, the road conditions and stuff were such, and the everyone else is traveling whatever, you know, whatever 20, 30 miles an hour. Do you really want to be going 80 miles an hour on that road, right? Even though it's wide open. So, you know, yeah, in the Manila, they've got some interstates and stuff where you can open up some bikes. I did see some leader bikes when I was up there, but really the rest of the country is kind of low speed travel. So having these really huge, monstrous leader bikes are just kind of, they're pointless. You know, a Ferrari on a go-kart track, right? It's just the analogy of, or the saying that it's better to ride a slow bike fast and a fast bike slow. It's very much the dynamic here, and so much that people just, it's hard to comprehend. And it's really why scooters are kind of so abundant, is, you know, the speeds are kind of that slow. Yes. Greetings from BGC. What's up, man? Yeah, I actually really enjoyed BGC when I was up there, what, around March or so. I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would. BGC, Makati. I had a good time up there. I could see the appeal of why folks go there. I don't think I'd want to live there, but, you know, visit there, hang out there. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's up? Good morning. How's it going? Mayong buntag. Magandang umaga. Okay, Ra. Wishing I was there already. I bet, man. Dude, you're getting your Messiah down, aren't you, man? Yeah, good for you. I bet. I bet. Sam Turner, aka Blue, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, good morning. Good morning. With electricity prices so high, why aren't solar panels more common in the Philippines? Yeah, that's a great question. I do know there's some people who run solar stuff. I've seen some videos before I was moving out here. I know there's some stuff. There are some solar stuff. I think a lot of that, Saturn, is just kind of the initial cost that it's involved with setting up an operation like that. You know, but yeah, no, that's a great question and a great point. What's the guy? It's me. I think he's got some solar stuff going on in his house. I think some foreigners do it. Yeah, if I would build a house, I would definitely look at setting up some type of solar thing, because you're absolutely right. You got a lot of sun. A lot of sun, and it would in the high electric bill, and sometimes, you know, blackouts. So yeah, it's a great question. I would speculate just initial cost would be kind of why some people don't do that. Drinking coffee in Panglao. Oh, beautiful, Kurt. Yeah, are you sticking with the Cafe Bobber bike, or are you sticking with there's a shit for an adventure bike? Yeah. So I'm looking more for an adventure bike. I have the Royal Enfield Hunter 350, fun little bike. I actually really, really do enjoy that bike, but it has some limitations, and mainly, any kind of distance on it, I just really struggle. Anything more than an hour and a half in the saddle, I start to get really sore. Plus, I can't really store anything, so I have to tie a bag to the seat behind me. So then I'm limited to just me. So I can't ride two up. I can't ride for long distances. So I am looking for something where, if I wanted to, I could ride for 5 hours, all day in the saddle type of bike, and run two up with luggage. I've got so much gear. A lot of it I just leave here because I can't carry everything. So having a bike where I can get some bags, having a bike where I could ride two up is more my speed. So I'm looking to do more, the adventure bike, something I could do, kind of longer in the saddle runs. I got a 2023 CRF 300 Rally. Yeah, and it's tendable, but it hurts my back after a while. Okay, good. Yeah, good to know. The CF Moto 450 MT really, it has my eye a little bit, but I don't know, man. I'm actually really leaning more towards the NX 500, just because of, like I said, the type of riding that I do. 19-inch front tire versus 21-inch front tire. When you look at ADV bikes, there's a clear line, right, as far as what's more street bias and what's more off-road bias. And when you get to 21-inch tire, you're talking a bike that's more suited for off-road, and then the 19-inch tire, which is, can do off-road, but more suited for street. 90% of my riding is street. So it just makes more sense for me to go that direction than a bike that's more suited for off-road. Granted, you could ride the bikes anywhere, but I do like to find the right tool for the right job, just so that way it's a more enjoyable experience all the way around. And I just don't see I don't have really good off-road gear. I got to buy like MX boots and all that stuff if I really wanted to do off-road riding. And, maybe down the road. And then if that's the case, maybe the CF Moto, a couple years down the road would be a good option, or the 490 Adventure, right? I'm a big fan of KTM. And of course, CF Moto is, KTM in a lot of ways, right? Michael, when it's time to visit, I will likely be flying to LAX to San Francisco before flying out. Okay, cool. Yeah. Excited to see California for the first time as well. Yeah. Are you going to spend some time in San Francisco? Dude, you should totally spend some time in San Francisco. Gosh, I remember one time I had a layover. I intentionally gave myself like a freaking 8-hour layover in San Francisco and just chilled around. Cool town, man. Go down to what's it called? Fisherman's Wharf, I think it is, and you get yourself some clam chowder and a freaking sourdough bowl. But yeah, and then LA. Yeah, I mean, you can cruise around LA too. But I did that exact thing where I had like this really long layover intentionally so that I can chill in the city. But yeah, congratulations, Michael. Hope you make it out here soon, brother. Chimps, what's up? Exactly. Yeah, if your back is hurting in a sit-up position on your bike, get one of those waist straps people use for lifting. Okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, no, I got you. Okay, yeah, it's more like it's my whole body. Like my feet get stiff, especially my right foot. With the brake, it's just the riding posture, the riding triangle is not super comfortable for me. It's a fun bike around town, and so what I do, Kurt, like if I do have like a 3 or 4 hour trip, I just get off every hour and stretch, and that's okay. It's just the main challenge is 2 up, so I can't take Mary Rose anywhere out of kind of. So we did a trip down to Simla and met up with Blair and Leah. Shout out to those two, man. Those guys, really cool. Another vloggers. They do kind of the DNA stuff. Really cool, man. It was really great meeting them. But anyways, we rode down to Simla, and so that was fine. We just barely just did an overnight trip and packed kind of change of clothes and stuff. But I can't pack any gear and that kind of thing. So I really do need more of a bike that's got some luggage capabilities where I can, throw. Got some panniers on there. I can strap a bag also, and then ride 2 up. So yeah, CBX 500 is a good option, really. Yes, como está, Philip? Would you recommend buying a used motorcycle? It's a great question, Philip, and there's a lot of reasons why you might want to look at that. And I got brought up on my community page because the registration is a little bit of a bear. When you buy a new motorcycle, you can drive it off the lot, but you got to take that thing straight home. You can't ride it. You can't do anything until it's registered, which that can take anywhere from 3 weeks to 2 months. In my bike, my Royal Enfield took almost 3 months to get registered, and you can't ride it. If you try to ride it, you can get ticketed. The bike can get impounded. So, and that just depends on where you're at too. Some guys have been like, I had rode my bike all over and had no problem. I can see that, but in Cebu City, I would not do that at all. They are a very ticket friendly city. They've realized kind of the Western ways where they can make some revenue with some tickets, right? So, I've seen guys get pulled over. I myself got pulled over 3 times. All my buddies who ride have gotten pulled over, all of them, and so. Yeah, so that's one of the disadvantages of buying a new bike is you've got a little bit of a registration time, but when you buy a used motorcycle or used scooter, even the bike's already registered. It's already registered with the LTO office, so you could leave with it instantly. Now, my concern about buying it like that is how was it maintained and that kind of deal. I mean, you'd want to run it through like a mechanic, just like buying a used car, but they just don't. It's a kind of a shortcut society. It really is. And, maybe that's even with maintenance on bikes and stuff like that. for me, I felt a little bit uncomfortable, especially coming off an accident where I really wanted a reliable vehicle. And I did buy a used scooter for this purpose of waiting for my new bike to get registered. So, but yeah, so there's some pros and cons around that. Trying to buy, that's the other thing is, your used motorcycle selection is very limited. People don't buy bikes like the Royal Enfield or the bigger bikes. They buy scooters. 99% of the bikes you're going to see on the road in this region, they're all scooters. So that's what you can buy. Trying to buy a used motorcycle, they're few and far between. So yeah, great question, Philip. Yes, what's up, Smurf? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's up, Jeff? Yes, dude, I'm hitting it hard, man. Back in training hard, running and training since I've been back in Cebu. Really excited, man. I got a really good personal trainer. The guy he's a professional bodybuilder, and he's really showing me some new ways, some really new movements of kind of to target muscle groups. And it's really awesome. I've been in a gym, since my 20s. It's been a big part of who I am most of my life. But I'm learning a lot from this guy. Yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. Doing good. Yeah, I hope you're good there, man. Hope all is good in the Great White North, eh? Harley has a new adventure bike out, Pan America 1250. Yeah, they have not having a big bike. Yeah, those big CC bikes, Benny, they're just not practical here. They just don't work well. Like I said, you don't outside Luzon you would, but outside of that, they're just you hardly get out of first gear in that type of bike. You want something light, agile, something you can just have fun with around them 30, 40, even up to 50-mile-an-hour range. Something that's good. And that was when I looked at the 450 Himalayan, people talked about how it's not good at low speeds. You really need to kind of get the bike opened up a little bit in the higher rev range before it still kind of starts to respond even. Can stall out in lower stuff. I know Yami Noob was talking a little bit about that in his review. So yeah, you really want a bike that is good at the low speed stuff. And there really hasn't been a lot of good bikes in that, 300 to 500 cc range until recently. So, which is exciting. There's a lot of options coming out for us. And I like KTM. I've owned a 790 Duke, a big fan of KTM in a lot of ways, and Yamaha and all the manufacturers. But the big bikes, I think really anything over 500 cc here in the Philippines is not very practical unless you live in Luzon, unless you live in Manila specifically. Solar might be cost of import tax possibly between the panels and batteries. Yeah, Health. Yeah, I think you're right on. I would suspect that a lot of that is due to initial cost that's there. I know you can sell it back to the electric company, so there's ways you can generate a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is something to consider, especially as you get out into these other areas. If you get a little more rural, or like if you're owning a house, really anywhere, I do think it is something to really for us to think about as power outages and blackouts and stuff are common. So it doesn't affect me here so much in my living in the city, just because all the places that I've lived in have generators. So it's something you want to think about too when you're living here. When you move into a place, is maybe ask the question, what do you do when there's no power? Do you have generators and stuff like that? When I was over in Selenia in the business park, I had blips, I had where power would bounce, but I never had really blackouts more than seconds, right? And here, I've been here several months now, and I've never had one. So it just, things to think about. And solar would be a great way to, kind of combat that when you're out in the provinces where you can, obviously at that point you need battery that you rely on them there. But yeah, and then also too, electricity is one of the bills that's a little bit higher out here. I don't know if it's more expensive in the United States. It might be, but it is one of those bills that can be a little high. So if you have solar that can kind of supplement some of that cost, it'd be interesting to see a cost breakdown as far as how many years it takes for you to recover some of that cost. But yeah, by considering riding around Sikihor, absolutely, Chimps. I'd love to ride around Sikihor. I can't wait. There's so much riding I want to do here in this country. Sikihor is for sure on my radar and something I want to do. As soon as I get a bike where I'm capable of doing that, I am gone. I'm doing it, and I'm hoping soon. I really am. I I don't know. Like I said, the NX 500, I've got that in the works. Hope maybe a 390 Adventure, maybe a 450 CF Moto. I know a guy who bought just recently the 450 CF Moto. He went to Manila, bought it there, and then drove it down. So yeah, it's coming. I just really I'm trying to make it in the United States. If you buy a wrong bike, right? In the United States, if you buy a wrong bike, it's no big deal. You just kind of sell it, right? Here, you really have to, like, I can't sell my Royal Enfield 100 350. No one's going to buy that. No one's going to buy that at all. I mean, maybe one of you guys would, but no Filipino's going to buy that. They're not going to want to spend the money on that, most, right? So that's one of the things you really have to think about when you're buying a bike is, and the same kind of thing with a condo. You buy it, but you're probably not going to sell it, so keep it. It's one of those things you're probably going to keep forever. So I'm really, after learning my lesson with a 100 350, as far as buying the perfect bike for the type of riding that I want to do, I'm really kind of being a little more careful with that. Stay off bikes in Asia, especially as an older dude. Yep. But again, you're not into hearing that. Yeah, no, I don't really ride much in the city. I don't really enjoy riding in the city for many reasons, really. I find, I got to carry my helmet around and I don't really enjoy city riding. I like taking moto taxis and stuff like that. But look, I almost got taken out in a motor taxi. So it doesn't necessarily guarantee your safety from not riding that way. But I hear you. I really enjoy being out in the country riding around. I mean, that riding around in Leyte was unbelievable. I loved it, man. It was just it was a dream come true for me, riding up some of those roads and just breathtaking. So, but I hear you. It can be, it's different here. I wouldn't say it's completely impossible. There are some things to watch out for, but thankfully it's all slow speed stuff. So, yeah, I think that helps us out. Yeah, what you've been riding in flip flops. Now you're talking about off-road gear. Exactly, Benny. That's kind of why I like some of these smaller displacement. I don't, getting a big freaking, off-road bike and then trying to do some more off-road and exactly flip flops. And not that I always want to ride in flip flops or any open-toed shoes, but it's exactly my riding styles, like you're pointing to. A lot more casual, a lot more touring. Get on the road and let's ride down the beach and into the that kind of deal, and palms and up in the twisties and the mountains. But off-road stuff, especially as most of my riding is by myself. The last thing I want to do is go riding off-road and maybe drop the bike, break a leg or something, and then I'm in the middle of nowhere. At least staying on the pavement on the road somewhere, I could still have an accident, but there's people around. I've had fantastic anti-inflammatory benefits from up to fish oil, 2 grams a day. Okay, yeah. Eating fish oil, I've heard that too. I've heard a lot that fish oil is great for anti-inflammatory, and I eat a little bit of fish here in the Philippines, not as much as I really thought I would initially. But yeah, no, I heard fish oil is good for you. Moving to the Cebu today from Manila. Ah, nice, dude. King of the Philippines. Well, look us up, man. We get together pretty much. We're pretty much at the Starbucks almost every day at like 10 o'clock. The one in IT Park. Whatever. Maybe 4 days a week. We're down there. But yeah, look us up. The Carefree Chris community group. There's a link in all my new videos. We do a bunch of get-togethers. There's a great community out here. If you go to over the Ayala Mall in the business park, hang out at Bo's Coffee on the terrace on the second floor. Bunch of guys out there. So yeah, man. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, hope it goes well. Let me know if you need anything when you're out here in Cebu City. Yes, found out in order to buy a new motor here, you need an ACR card, and you can only apply for an ACR card after being here for 59 days. Don't expect to get here and immediately buy a new bike. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Need an ACR card to buy a motorcycle? Okay. Yeah, used, I think you'd be fine. Yeah, a new bike? That's interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard that. I know they took my driver's license. I don't know if they took my ACR card when I bought my bike. I don't remember. It's been almost a year. What's up, Michael? Hello. X, how's it going? Hey, hit the like button. Yes. Salamat kayo. I delayed on my trip. For some reason, my mom's insurance policy for the family, I got to get them straight. Yeah. How do I get in touch when I'm ready? Yeah, reach out to me on the community group. It's probably the best way. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit hard to get me right now, just because I'm getting hit with a lot of messages. I can definitely tell you, Facebook Messenger through my personal, like, is not good. But through the community group is probably one of the better options. And then also too, through the lives, like just now, and through, I mean, I reply. I don't know if you guys notice this, but I reply to every single comment on my videos. So that's also another way to kind of get me. So one of the things about how the comments work with YouTube is I'll see your initial one, but and then I'll reply to it. But if you reply to that, I don't necessarily see that unless I go in and kind of filter. And then it's really kind of a pain in the butt to see that type of interaction. But I do all new comments and stuff like that. I reply to every single one of them. But yeah. Sam, do they have side-by-side from Polaris or Can-Am? And can you drive them on the roads there? They don't, unfortunately, Sam. And I agree. I think the side-by-side would be a phenomenal Philippines machine. You got low speed stuff, you got off-road capabilities. I would love to get one. You can ride them off-road, you can't plate them or register them. I wish they would be a huge hit here, and so much fun and so practical. I would buy one in a heartbeat if you could plate it. Yeah, great question. Yes, what's up, Rebel? Nice bike, man. Morning from Batangas. How's it going up there? Hope you're getting some riding in. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that? So I'm experimenting. I hooked up my my Pocket 3. I webcammed with this a couple of times, and the last time I tried this, it actually it shut off to me in midstream. So I might do it again. That's fine. I can flip to the laptop webcam. But yeah, man, this Pocket 3 is a really cool camera. I'm really digging it the more I use it. But it's only pushing, so StreamYard's only letting me push 720. It's not letting me push 1080 unless I buy the premium. I already pay for, like, it's $250 a year for the not the free version of StreamYard, where you see that freaking goofy little StreamYard thing up there. And anyways, I already pay for like a premium version, but they have another level of cost if you want to do like full HD. But anyways, yeah, I really like this Pocket 3, so I'm using it right now as a webcam. It works well. I can also set up face tracking, which I did once before, but the camera kind of bounced around a little bit, which it was kind of annoying. So I stopped doing that. But I'm sure, yeah, I'm trying to stream with it again. In no time in the future, all low gas power bikes are going to be considered so rude and crude and dumb. Yeah, and be wisely. Yeah, I think electric bikes are coming. I don't know about Southeast Asia. I think you're right. I think especially in the United States and Western countries, I think a lot of the gas bikes will be going away. There is a big push to electric bikes, motorcycles in general. But I think here, though, it might be, I don't know if I'll see it in my lifetime as far as them kind of gone away. But I agree, where you're at, or in the Western cultures, you'll see a lot of that for sure. Your video capture position from your motorbike videos is excellent. Okay, cool. The elevation and map overlay with the current position is great too. Thanks for sharing those. Hey, Chips, I really appreciate that. More to come on that, man. I'm really excited. I picked up a second camera. I'm going to be doing different angles. I'm going to be doing cameras in the middle of the, like, not in the middle, well, maybe in the middle of the road, but I'm going to be doing cameras along the side of the road. So like when I go around a curve, I'm going to be doing a lot of motovlogging. I'm just missing the bike. Well, I have a bike. Anyways, I appreciate that. I've got a lot of ideas. I got drone stuff I'm going to be doing. I actually just purchased a subscription to, what's the music stuff? Whatever. I can't remember. Sound effect. Epidemic Sound, because that was the other thing I was looking at my videos. It's like I've got crap music going on. So, which is nice when you're doing writing stuff to kind of fill in a little bit, because so yeah, man, motovlogging is a big part of what I'm going to be up to over the next several months, especially when I get my new bike. The other things that I'm really excited about too is going over to some other places like Vietnam. I'm really have my eye on Da Nang. I really want to set up a good backup plan, right? So if things don't work in the Philippines for whatever reason, I want to set up a good backup plan. Like, where do I want to go in case I need to? So Da Nang, I think, is going to be it. So what that looks like is getting out there, go checking it out, see what it's like out there. So yeah, a lot more moto vlogging to come, absolutely. And also on a ride Vietnam, man, I'm really excited about that. So I'm looking at how do I get bikes over there. Yeah, thanks, Bill, appreciate it. Did you just hand me? You youngins have changed. Iron's days. Arching the back during a bench press. Yeah, it freaks me up out. Strength coach is a good idea. Yeah, dude. I'm hitting it hard, brother. Hitting it hard. Yeah, I really am. And it feels great. Strength training has always been a big part of my routine and exercise and really my mental well-being. I love going to the gym, exercise in general. And I haven't really run much since high school. So running, I ran 2 miles yesterday, and running has been another kind of great thing for me. And it's why I moved to this country, is to focus on my health and well-being. And I feel like, after being here a year and a half, I'm really I'm in a good spot right now. But I always feel like I'm just starting the journey too. Like when I went on the road and traveled for a little bit, I didn't hit the gym. So there was a month where month and a half, I wasn't strength training. And then I've been in spots where I wasn't running. So I've just been really inconsistent. So I'm looking forward to, getting some consistency with my exercise. Like I said, it's why I moved here. So yeah, no, it's going well, man. It's going well. The 450 CRF really sucks in first gear. Lots of flame outs. I went with a 300. Okay. The 450 CRF. That's the first gear. I'm just starting to look, man. I'm just starting to I'll be honest with you, man. The Honda NX500, I know that's not going to be popular, Morton, and a couple of guys on here, but the NX500, man, I think is going to be it. You can't. So one of the factors of buying a bike, as we talked about a couple of things, but Honda dealerships, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So if I wanted to get the bike worked on, a service, I can easily do that throughout the Philippines. Buying a CF Moto, I'm probably the only place I can get it serviced is here in Cebu or maybe Manila. So versus a Honda, I can go anywhere. Now, they might not work on big bikes everywhere, right? But at least I'm in better shape than I would be with a different manufacturer. And just the reliability of this Honda engine, I mean, it's basically the same engine, right, as a CB500X. So, I mean, that engine is like bulletproof. And what else, as I talk about riding alone on the road through a backcountry in the Philippines, reliability, safety, all these things are so paramount in riding and key and instrumental in it. Riding around on a bike that I feel like I can't really trust or might have breakdown or have issues. I don't know if I have the luxury of doing that unless I got a couple other guys with me, some vehicles that can pick up if needed. So yeah, man, I'm actually leaning a lot more towards the NX500. I rode in Asia decades. Oh, wow. Yeah. Now I'm cautious. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think it just depends on where you're at, man. The riding that I was doing in Leyte was unbelievable. I mean, even at night, right? Doing a little bit of night riding and, the dogs and obstacles and bikes coming at you with no lights on. But I just really enjoyed it. The speeds are so slow. You're just chill, man. You're just riding up, checking the sunsets along the coast. I loved it, man. I absolutely loved it. And just real slow speed stuff, cruising. As my buddy Benny pointed out, crap, I'm in freaking flip flops and a t-shirt. Granted, I got a helmet on, but it's just really chill, slow speed stuff. I'm not pushing it around curves. I'm just chill riding. But yeah, yep. Sorry. Moto taxi drivers have skills, don't they, Jim? Man, I tell anyone, if you're looking to ride here in the city, freaking go hop on a moto taxi. You're going to learn so much about how to ride in the city. It's an adjustment, though. I must admit, I was a little skeptical about being on the back of a bike, but I ride them like twice a day now, and they're super cheap, like 30-something pesos. Hold on, I'll, whatever, less than $1 to ride around town. So I ride them a lot. Although, honestly, yesterday, though, we almost did get taken out. We're coming up next to a cab, and they opened the door, and they came close. They came pretty close, but so it doesn't guarantee anything, right? But yeah, these guys have serious skills, and you learn a lot, man. You learn a lot. some of the best riders in the Philippines, some of the best riders in the world, I think, come out of Southeast Asia. I mean, these guys, they're practically born on bikes, right? I mean, you see it all the time. You see babies sitting right there on the bike. I mean, they're just so used to it that it's pretty amazing. Yeah, some of the best riders in the world right here in Southeast Asia. The heat is the problem. Yeah, that's why the 160cc scooter is ideal. The engine is far away from you, low center of gravity, passive protection from fairings, allows you to ride minimum protection. Yeah, Carlo, I'm telling you. So I don't really notice it on the 350 Hunter that I have. I don't really notice the heat at all. And it's interesting because it is air cooled, but I'm hearing a lot of these single cylinder engines, the 390 Adventure, the 450 Himalayan, the Tiger, not Tiger, the Triumph 400 series. A lot of those bikes, they push that heat right up on you. So a little bit concerned, I'm not going to lie. And that was one of the things that I mentioned earlier that had me just kind of, I'm not sure. The nice thing about the CB500X, it's a 2-cylinder machine. And yet, yes, it's still, it's liquid cooled, but there's no complaints about the heat on that bike. So, but yeah, no, the heat is an issue. But I think you don't necessarily have to go to a scooter to escape that. I think there are some choices around that you can make with motorcycles that'll make it a little bit better for you on that. Like I said, my 350, I don't have a heat problem at all. I could feel the heat around my leg a little bit, and that's kind of what one of the last things that was talked about, the last reviews that I saw on the 450 Himalayan, was that you'll feel a little bit engine heat on your leg, but you don't necessarily feel it. I've heard mixed reviews, but there was so much about that bike that kind of spooked me that I went ahead and pulled my money. Are the women there still from the woke or mental aids over the theory of slowly creeping in the way? Phils are great peeps. I don't think so. That isn't necessarily over here too much. It's not. I wouldn't say. I mean, I've kind of lost sight of a lot of how it is in the West, though, to be honest with you. I would just say the dating here in the Philippines is absolutely incredible. I mean, it really is. If you're looking for a wife or a girlfriend, man, there's no better place in the world to find that. I mean, especially if you're looking for more of that traditional type of relationship, I don't think you can go anywhere else to find a better place to get that. You got English speaking, you got loving, kind people, family values. I mean, this is probably it. Yeah, I wouldn't say a lot of that stuff is here. And I don't think it'll ever be a problem. Just because of the family values that are here and the family culture, their desire to have a husband, their desire to have family and that kind of stuff is so ingrained in the culture. I don't think that stuff really makes it here on a level like there. I think it makes it here as a concept, possibly, but I don't think it goes beyond that. Right? Yeah, good stuff. He ain't pretty enough for a 1080. He ain't pretty enough for 10. Oh yeah, 1080 resolution. I know, right? Oh, brother, it's funny. Yeah. Hey, Jamie, how are you, brother? Hope everything's good down in Mindanao. Hope you're good there. Yeah. Endemic, the sound company. Yeah, I had to upgrade. I just was, sound was one of my weaknesses in a lot of my videos. I could see it or hear it, right? And just adding something where I could put in some music was kind of key. So yeah, my eye is on. Oh, your eye is on Deneng? Yes, man. Man, I really want to check it out. And I really, like I said, it's probably my backup plan. If for some reason YouTube and, dude, there's a lot of people targeting YouTubers. I mean, it's just ridiculous, right? So if for some reason I get kicked out of this country, either by my own will or by whatever, I think it's important for us as we're coming here to have plans. Where are we going to go? I mean, so my plan, if I need to go back to the United States, is probably move to Florida, just because I can adapt easy to the climate. I don't need to buy a whole winter wardrobe and that whole deal, right? But my plan in Southeast Asia, if I need to get out of here, is probably go to Da Nang. So for me, plus I want to go and check it out. But yeah. So good stuff. Yeah, Vietnam is my secret. Dude, a lot of guys are looking at that. So in August, right? They made the visas like a 3-month e-visa. So they made it easier for us to kind of be there for a little bit. So I can't wait. And the riding in Vietnam is supposed to be incredible. I talked to a guy just the other day about riding north to south. and I think you can sell bikes there easily too. So really excited about that. Yeah, pretty enough for 1080. Your last video about the Royal Enfield, why didn't you show? I know, right? Yeah, I should have bought that down. That's so funny. What I should have done is I should have laid down by the bike. Both Mary Rose and I, she should have laid on one side. I should have laid on the other with a bike in the middle. Oh, dude! And I could have mounted the camera coming out of the bike, so you wouldn't have seen it. Oh, that would have been hilarious, dude. So funny, man. I'm glad we're laughing. It's just, guys, we gotta laugh. We gotta joke. That's a lot of my channel too. I want to make you guys laugh. I want to, just laugh at life, laugh at the silliness sometimes of things, and the seriousness that we often bring to it. So I appreciate you, brother. So funny. I fear getting really tired of one of the things that not working. And the pines like hearts. It's nice to be around smart minds too. It's just what it is. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, as you're a little bit concerned about being, around maybe in the Philippines. As far as people with maybe intelligence or education or training, I think that's what you're going at there. That came up kind of before. I don't know, man. There's a high percentage of college educated people here, so having stimulating conversations has never really been a problem. I'm also too kind of a simple guy. I've never been a guy who is up to date on current affairs and stuff like that. It's just not my conversation topic. It's not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not what I like to talk about or discuss. So that might be a little bit of a challenge here. But if you're looking for good, warm-hearted people, you can find that really easily here. I mean, the girl I'm dating now, I mean, she's really smart. She's industrial engineer studying. She just, granted, she's doesn't have a lot of life experience, but as far as having a sharp mind, she's way smart, man, smarter than me in so many ways. I mean, that's not hard to beat. But yeah, can a person buy a vehicle? Motorcycle, a little mini truck, if not living in the Philippines but coming back for a visit once a year? Yeah, I don't know. Someone was saying you need an ACR card, so I don't. Yeah, that might be where you need to be here just a couple months to buy. But I couldn't think of, Jarky Elvis, why you wouldn't not be able to. Video's coming too. I got a buddy of mine, and we actually might be shooting this today. He just bought a minivan, and he's getting it pimped out. He's got windows tinted and all this stuff. He's decking out the inside. He's going to be rolling up his Click 160 inside that. So yeah. But yeah, if your challenge is probably going to be where to park it, where to leave it, right? That will be one of the things. But I wouldn't I wouldn't know why you wouldn't be able to buy one. I mean, they're going to want your money. So yeah. That's Jarky. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't understand. I can't think of why they wouldn't let you buy it. I mean, so there's a little bit of a process around the registration and stuff like that. So you'd want to be here, 6 months or so, to make sure you get all that done. And then, yeah, once you get everything registered and stuff, I wouldn't, and just leave it for, whatever, as you come and go. Sure. I'm sure there's guys who do that. What's up? Still hot and humid in the Philippines. Yeah, it is a little bit. I mean, it's 84 degrees right now. It's really dry. That's one of the things that I notice is just there has not been a lot of rainfall. And talking with Blair down in Simula down there, he was telling me it's one of the driest summers that they've had ever since he's been here. He's been here around 10 years. So, but yeah, so it's a little bit dry. The temperature, as I've talked a lot before, has really been a non-issue for me. I know a lot of people make a lot about the temperature, but honestly, I think it's hotter in Texas. I think it's hotter in Southeast Florida or Southeast United States than it is here. So, usually it's in the 80s, with high humidity. So the weather for me has been a non-issue. I lived in Colorado for 20 plus years, which was a dry environment. But yeah, I haven't been bothered at all. I like the sun. Like yesterday, we were walking out for lunch. I was walking in the sun. It just feels, I kind of like a lizard, right? I like that, the sun on my skin feels good. the warmth. So, but I don't really find it unbearable, you know. Yeah, I don't really find it unbearable. Like I did, like gosh, when I was down in Phoenix, you walk outside, it's like someone opened an oven door. I don't find it like that. Of course, that's the dry heat, right? So it is really different in that regard. But yeah, the weather's been a non-issue for me, and even the rain. I think one time when I was riding around Leyte, now this is summer, so it is drier, but I got caught in the rain once. Yeah, non-issue. Yeah, I'm a BRP guy, so a CF Moto won't cut it for me. Yeah, I understand. BRP guy. Yeah, CF Moto, they're KTM, right? Pretty much KTM manufacturers. Who's BRP? British. Yeah, who's BRP, brother? I was thinking about importing my RV from Canada to the Philippines, but I'm not sure the way to go about this. Any suggestions? Oof. I don't have any ideas. Maybe someone can comment in here. You can check other Facebook community groups too to see if anyone's done that. Brother, I would bet that's going to be super expensive, but I can also see why you might want to do that just because I've never seen an RV here. The challenge around that though too is the size of those. The roads here are small. So if you're bringing a freaking big old Class A RV, brother, you ain't going to be able to ride it anywhere. You know, you might want to look more towards modding out something or see if you could find something here that's small. Like what are those little sprinter vans or whatever that they have? Yeah, I don't have any coaching around that other than I think it'll be pretty costly. And depending on the size of the RV, you might not even want it, right? Yeah, yeah. CRF is a Honda. It's a Honda LOL. CRF? Oh, the 300 Rally? Okay. All right. I know. I guess I know the bike. Yeah, my bad. The CRF 300, the dual sport. Yeah, great bike. They have the Rally and then the L. Yeah, no, it's a great bike. If I did more, if I did more off-road stuff, that would be definitely a bike I would look to do, and I might at some point. Like I said, though, for me to do that type of riding, actually have a really good off-road helmet, but I don't have any boots, so I need to get some good MX boots, with a Tech 7 or whatever the heck. I had those in Colorado when I was riding my Tanner 700 when I was doing a lot of venture stuff off-road. But yeah, I know the bike. Yeah, my bad. I hear you, dude. No, I hear you. Dude, yeah, I pulled my deposit on the 450 Himalayan after. Well, they don't have the bikes. I'm still looking, man. I'm still looking, but I am leaning towards the CB 500. It's the road. I'm a road rider. I really am, and I look at the riding that I'm doing. It's all pretty much road. With some mild off-road stuff. I mean, that bike all day long will crush that. If I get more of an off-road bike and then ride 90% on the pavement, you know, I just I want to get the right tool for the job. I'm very much that's the kind my mindset on a lot of things, and I just have to really be present to the type of riding that I'm going to do, and then make a purchase on that. You know, honestly, I would like the gentleman. Dude, I'd love to get the 300 Rally or the 300 CRF. I'd love to get a nice dual sport, but I'm not going to get off road, not by myself. You know what I mean? You know? So I really have to be honest with myself with what kind of riding am I going to be doing? I'm going to be riding two up. I'm going to be riding across the country. You know, that's a street bias ADV bike. You know what I mean, brother? But I hear you. Yeah, it would be super expensive. And like I said, too, getting that RV, especially if you're talking like a big Class A or Class C, just monster. A little Sprinter van. What's that, Mercedes, whatever? I mean, that might be, but that kind of deal, I think, would be better suited. Or just mod them out. Like my buddy's modding his like a van out. He's going to put bed in there and all kinds of stuff. He's got stereo system. I'll be doing some videos on that, man. He's pimping out his van. I think he's calling it the stabbing cabin. I'm just joking. He's not going to call that, but his Brit wants to call it that. But yeah, yeah. You could do some stuff out here. I'm not in the best shape, but the older I get, my body reminds me to keep arson the gem plus some. That gym eye candy. Yes, I hear you. Yes, man. I hear you, man. Yeah, there's some of that around here for sure. For sure. Oh, I love it here. It's great being in the gym, man. I freaking dig it. I got in yesterday morning about 9, and there were some classes that were just finishing up. And dude, it's wild being here in the sense that you get a lot of attention. So when you I walk into a gym, and here's a room for 20-year-old women, and they're looking at you. It's like, where did this come from? I kind of get used to still being that ignored Westerner, like that life of 50-year-old male, and just being completely ignored everywhere you go. And now you're kind of the center of attention in a lot of ways. It gets a little bit much at times, but it's really kind of fun to kind of be around that. But I hear you, man. I do. I'm a big gym geek, and I have been most of my life. I'm really, actually, Jeff, I'm excited because I signed up for some medical services, and I'm getting. I'm going to look at my testosterone. I'm on the fence as far as if I want to do some TRT stuff, just because once you start, you're not ending. But I have, in the United States, I did test low at one point. So I'm kind of really looking at what do I want to do around that. So yeah, I'm not sure, but definitely, I hear you. I realized you would have to pay taxes, but would you pay taxes when they're new prices? So what you're going to have to pay is you're going to have the cost of shipping it, but some really heavy import fees too. I get this question a lot. We're like importing motorcycles and stuff like that, like on Harley Davidson. I got guys, and there's the Harley Davidson, right? A really expensive motorcycle in the United States, but because of the import fees and the taxes, it's actually a lot more expensive here just to even buy one. So, and then guys try to ship them, that kind of deal. But yeah, I would look, and like I said, depending on the type of RV you have, it just might not be practical either. Yeah, massive. I think it will be. Yeah, high import tax on the RV. Exactly. Yep. NX 500 is the same. Yeah, new packing. Just as hot as a 4-feeder, just no handling, just too soft from the video on the gravel road. Yeah, no, the NX is basically it's the same bike as the CB 500. It really is. It's the same bike, just a little bit lighter wheels, larger TFT display. It's a street touring motorcycle with limited off-road, which honestly, that's the riding that I'll be doing. I'll be riding street touring with some, maybe some gravel road. I'm not going to be doing probably any single track. I'm not going to be doing any technical stuff. Not on that bike. I could see myself doing that down. Maybe, I don't know, man. Being 50 plus, maybe I just stick to the pavement from here on out. But yeah, no, it's the same bike. I'm aware of what it is, but I do like the new TFT. I do like its touring capabilities. I like the fact that I can go to a Honda dealership anywhere and everywhere and get it worked on. I like the reliability factor on this bike. This CB500 engine has been around forever. It's freaking bulletproof, versus a clankety 450 Royal Enfield that you feel is going to freaking vibrate off the freaking pegs, right? So, or explode from the heat or stall out in first gear. I don't think I'm into that kind of stuff. I want something that's bulletproof. I want something that's reliable. I want something that's really suited for the type of riding that I'm going to be doing, which is just touring around pavement on the Philippines. You know what I mean? I do feel like that's a really good bike. The CF Moto 450, that looks like a great ADV bike. It's slated to be the unicorn bike, but again, reliability is a questionable. Maybe not, actually. I mean, freaking KTM makes that bike, right? CF Moto makes that bike for KTM in a lot of ways. So I think it's going to be just as reliable as that. But getting it serviced on, there's no CF Moto dealership here. I went by one. I mean, there's one bike, not like Honda, where I can go anywhere and get Honda worked on, which, that's a big factor for me living here. And then the type of riding that I'm going to do. Ted, what's up, man? No, I'm doing good. I'm doing really well. I feel like I'm back in Cebu City. I'm getting the swing of things. I meet with friends again. It's one of the things I talk about a lot. That is just so incredible. I just didn't really expect it is the guy friends that I have out here. It's so cool. Guys are coming by. As soon as I'm done with this live, we're gonna go right up and hang out. So things are great, man. Back in the gym, working out hard, back running, doing a little bit of swimming. So, you know, dating this really incredible girl. She's going to be coming by in the next couple of days. She's going to be doing an internship here the next couple of months. So, you know, that's great, man. I hope you're good there. Yeah. I got 2 houses in Florida. Come on. All right, brother. I'll let you know, man. Yeah, if I get kicked out of the Philippines for any reason, I'm coming to Florida to stay with you, man. I'll let you know. Oh, so cool, man. So cool. Yes, laugh. Life is short. Keep smiling. I'm with you, Jay. I can't wait to get out and see you, brother. And I'll be out there. I'll be out there. Especially, you know, when I get this new bike and have some ability to kind of go. I'll be there, man. I'll be there. Yeah, the Yamaha Sniper 155, dude. What a that's a scooter I would really like to ride, man. You want to talk about a little agile pocket rocket? I mean, that bike looks like it'd be fun. I see them; they're just gone, man. You know, I'm at the line on my 350 and get off at the line, and freaking those things are just. Yeah, it looks like a fun little bike. Now, granted, I wouldn't want to try to be 2 hours in the saddle on that bike, but it looks like a fun little city bike. I mean, you know, an ideal little city bike in many ways. Yeah, I think the Filipinos are smart. I was just speaking about out of stock or getting okay. I got all right. I'm didn't read that correctly. But yeah, out of stock stuff. You know, it's a little bit of a factor. I'm not gonna lie, but what you do is you just adjust. You start to plan way ahead, right? So like for example, chia seeds. You know, I like my oatmeal with chia seeds and flaxseed and you know a bunch of crap like that. So what I do is the chia seeds aren't always available. So dude, I'll buy like 3 or 4 packages. I'll buy a bunch of that stuff, and it's not like it goes bad. So you just kind of you adjust your thinking to that type of way. And then look, the other thing too is like for me, we just have so much time. You know, whatever. We just kind of wait for things to kind of open, or you know, you're not just this rush way of the West kind of goes away, and you just start to adapt to that slower lifestyle. So yeah, between slowing down and then just planning, you can get around a lot of what you're talking about. Out of stock, you know, the wait staff, you know, not really paying attention, you know that kind of deal. You adapt. It's not as bad. It is something you'll struggle with probably initially, but just get some strategies. You'll develop some strategies around that and other things. My only issue with the Philippines is I'm used to luxury, and that's hard to get there even in their luxury versions. Yeah, it sucks. But Sam, you can find it, brother. You can find luxury. Now, granted, you're limited to a couple of areas. Well, you're not. You could build your own freaking mansion, right? You could build your own stuff, dude. You can buy a plot. Well, you can't buy a land. You could lease a plot of land, build your own freaking house, and you can have everything you wanted. You can have it. Now, or you can move to like BGC, Makati, Uptown. You can live in those areas, dude, and you can have all the luxury you want. Some parts of Cebu, very limited. You can have what so where I'm at is considered luxury. I got actors and actresses 2 floors below me, you know, so it is luxury. But you're right, it's not Beverly. It's Philippines. It's Cebu Beverly Hills, but it's not Beverly Hills. You know, so I get what you're saying, but you could find it, and it is pockets. I would say, look, if you're really into luxury and like luxury living, like that whole world of it, like fine dining and all that stuff, you probably want to stick to Uptown or BGC. You know, yeah, you probably want to stick to that area because you're gonna run out of options here in Cebu City pretty quick with the whole dining experience and all of that. But I think there you could have a very luxurious lifestyle. And if you wanted to like move out and build yourself a nice freaking house on the beach somewhere, brother, you could do that too. But I get what you're saying, but it's possible. It's possible. And the other option too is freaking Bangkok, dude. A lot of luxury living there too. Thailand in general, but yeah, Philippines. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. 88 here today in North America. Yeah, yeah, and then you probably got the same humidity too, or whatever, depending on where you're at. Yeah, it's the weather here is a factor as I thought it was going to be, and I think most people make it out. Yes, good old Benny, get out here, Benny. Come on, man, let's go. I often browse Facebook Marketplace to see how much cars cost over there. Sadly, it seems they're similarly priced, yeah, here in the West. Michael, I think so. The used market, I could tell you, the used market in scooters is pretty much the same price as new. That was the other reason why I just like screw it. I'm going to buy new. You know, I think the Honda ADV 160, you know, was like whatever, maybe 5,000-6,000 pesos cheaper to buy used. It's like, why would I do that? I'm just going to buy a new one. So, yeah, that might be the case too with cars. That was cars. Yeah, with cars might be similarly. And you know, the coaching I got around buying a cars, you know, you stick to like Toyota, Suzuki, you know, the Japanese manufacturers. You can get parts for cheap, and you can have same kind. You have plenty of service centers. Same thing like the Honda motorcycle that I'm talking about. Really factors that you want to kick in. I would not get an American-made vehicle over here. I'm not nothing bad against American-made vehicles. It's just getting them service is going to be hard, you know. So yeah, I think buying new, and you can, dude, you could buy a little Toyota Yaris, I think, for whatever. I think it was 12,000 pesos. So what is that? Let's convert that out. 1 second. 12. Yeah, that. Oh, 12 million. Crap. How much was that? No, I think it was around 12,000 US. Hold on. That's 70,000. I can't remember how much that was. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't remember how much that was. I think it was around 12,000 US. You can get a little Toyota Yaris, a little tiny little vehicle, which would be fine to get around. The roads are small. I mean, big SUVs and stuff like that, they're here, but they're just hard to ride, right? Same kind of thing with like a big motorcycle. They're just not practical for the roads here. Yeah. In the Philippines, you have to adapt to the go with the flow. Yes. Yep. Absolutely, Benny. Absolutely, brother. Dude, Taco. What's up, brother? Good morning. Are you hearing any issues with expats with Gcash? Yes, man. Dude. So I posted that on the community deal. Mine was disconnected. Complete pain in the butt, right? Because I use Gcash to fund my moto taxis. So yes, I had an issue 2 days ago, and it worked itself out. It was disconnected. So, but yeah, I'm back up and running now. My account was deactivated last week from not being fully available. Oh, dude. So a thing around the fully verified stuff that's going on, there was a change where you can no longer use an ACR tourist card. I don't know when that went into effect, but I know a lot of guys who can't get fully verified anymore. Now, myself, I was before that, so my account is active and fully verified and working. But I do know guys who can't get fully verified. Now, exactly what impact that has, I know they're still using it, but I don't know the impact that it has when you're not fully verified versus verified. But I do know what you're talking about in that. There were some changes with Gcash around getting fully verified. Hopefully they change it back, because I know a lot of guys were struggling getting that set up a couple months ago. And I don't know if they've stopped using it or never used it. I'm highly reliant on Gcash. I use it daily, multiple times a day, mainly just paying for my transportation. Because that way it's really key in paying for that, because then you don't have to carry change. I can't tell you how many times I freaking went in a taxi cab and all I had was 1,000 pesos and, you know, pay for a 200 peso ride and the guy's got no change. I'm like, frick, man, you know? So I use Grab to get her and moto taxis. Moto taxis I ride, especially when I'm by myself. I'll just do a moto taxi and it's like 30 pesos. And then again, I use Gcash link to that app, and boom, it pulls it right out. Love that. Freaking love that. But yeah, I have heard of some issues, brother. Hope you're good up there. Hope all is good in the great wide north, eh? Meeting a lot of you Canadians lately. It's been great. Yeah, my buddy of mine, I hang out with him. He says the A all the time. And I'm kind of like a chameleon, so I'll pick all that crap up. But yeah, I hope you're good up there, brother. Have you researched streaming on multiple sites? Yeah, I'm doing it a little bit right now. I got Facebook and YouTube going. I'm really trying to build out my Facebook kind of vlogging as well. You know, Mary Rose has coached me on a little bit on that. She's, Chris, why aren't you uploading to Facebook? It's so much easier to vlog here in the Philippines, get so many followers, and you can make revenue out of Facebook as well. So I'm really expanding out to that platform. I'm going to both platforms and trying that out. So, but yeah, no, I'm streaming on multiple sites. That's all I'm doing right now. I've seen other people funnel everything onto YouTube for algorithm. P.S. You can't go wrong with a Honda, cranking it out with cool looks. Yeah, yeah. So I'm branching out to Facebook. I do a little bit with Instagram, but yeah, I'm really trying kind of other platforms. But right now, I'm live streaming to Facebook as well as YouTube. But yeah, as far as the reliability of Honda, man, it's just a great bike. I'm really or a great manufacturer. And they can be slated a little bit boring, but I don't know. 53 boring, reliable bike. I mean, sounds all right. Sounds a lot like the driver, honestly. Boring, reliable, dependable. Oh crap. The heat gets very tolerable once you're on your bike. Yeah. I don't know about your bike, dude. If the DCT Rebel has some heat issues, the 350, I don't even notice it. The reports I'm getting on the 390 Adventure, on the 450 Himalayan, is it freaking blows that heat right at you. So that would not be something I would want sitting on my bike in traffic. Yeah, that would be a nightmare. Are you about finding a rental? Any suggestions other than Facebook Marketplace? Have any apps worked for you getting with an agent? So great question, Kurt. So depending on where you're going, Facebook Marketplace is a good one. RentPad is another one. Ultimately, what happened to me with RentPad or Facebook Marketplace, I can't remember which, is I got hooked up with an agent. In my community tab, he's there. His name's Ram. There's also another guy named Michael. Those two have some units. If you dig down through my community tab, you'll see, I think, both of those guys. I'll try to do a more recent post on that too, so you don't have to dig so far. Michael owns several units in Selenia. He rents them out. Ram has got properties all over it. Now, this is for the Cebu area. And also, too, I would just say, look, if you'd want to lease for at least 6 months to use those guys. The month-to-month stuff, I don't use those guys. They really just don't. They're not going to make any money doing that kind of stuff. It's really kind of a waste of time for them. But if you're going to do month-to-month stuff, just do Airbnb. But if you're looking for long-term rental, like anything 6 months to a year, you could reach out to both Michael and Ram. Phenomenal guys, highly recommend them, and just good stand-up guys. Both of them, good dudes. But yeah, a broker or an agent can kind of show you around. The problem with that, though, those guys, and not those guys, but in general, is they don't have all the listings for all of it. So it's not like you can work with one dude who's going to show you properties all throughout the city. They'll have like limited properties in certain areas. So that is one of the disadvantages. The one thing you could do, Kurt, when you get here, is just walk up. Like if you want to, if there's a condo that you like, walk up at the front desk and say, hey, can you give me some phone numbers of available rentals in the building here? And they'll set you up with 4 or 5 different numbers, right? And you can call those people and get it worked out that way too. That's kind of what I did. Is I just walked around and said, oh, this place looks nice. And I walked in the lobby and got some phone numbers. So the thing around that, though, that I kind of got some coaching on recently from a couple of guys is make sure you have a Philippines phone number when you're calling these guys, because they might, if they see a foreign number, they might not answer it, right? 1 second, I'm going to plug in some stuff here as my batteries can get a little bit low. 1 second. All right. So yeah, great question. BRP is recreational products. Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo. Okay, all right. Yeah, nice, man. All right, and thanks for answering that. 14. Hey, Chris, do you see stray dogs everywhere you go? Yeah, Ben, you do see a little bit of stray dogs and cats, and that was one of the adjustments for me moving here. I'm an animal lover. I've had cats and dogs. So seeing a stray dog, and they're in rough shape too, man. They really are. You're gonna see a lot of that. It is one of the things that I struggled with, but you get used to it. I did. Seeing dead cow along the road one time, a dead kitten, that kind of, but But you just, like I said, it's everyday life now for me, and seeing that. So yeah, but they're not like a threat, other than they kind of tug at your heart. I don't find the stray dogs a threat to me. I don't find them aggressive in the time that I've been here. They're more like, kind of tug at your heartstrings, as well as maybe a little bit of a problem in the roads. But other than that, they're there. Yeah. No, good question. I'll throw Jamie. What's up, guys? Sean, do other expats you meet constantly talk about U.S. politics? I need to get away from the constant bickering in the U.S. So, Sean, yes and no, right? The guys fresh off the boat, yes. And it's so interesting to see that. It is really kind of fun. I like meeting with the guys who are new, because I could really see how far I've come. But yeah, guys that are here are still very much in tune with Western ways of life, that bombardment of politics, news, and all of that. Guys that have been here for a while, dude, we don't have no idea what's going on. We really don't. For me in particular, and the guys that I hang out with, we just like, what do we want to do today? And, go get some coffee and hang out, go get some lunch, then go back and get more coffee, and, maybe go for a ride. It's that kind of life once you get here. But there are guys who still continue to, and there are channels, right, who still continue to perpetuate to that kind of thing. But you could find your pocket of friends who want nothing to do with that, like this guy and most of my friends anyway. So it just depends, Sean. But yeah, you can get away from it, and I hear you, man. It's one of the things that I just love about being here. I have no clue what's going on, just absolutely none, man. Just wake up and go for a ride and check out whatever. Yeah. Many complain walking around Cebu, you constantly smell sewage. Is that true in your area? I don't smell it anymore. It could be like I'm just used to it now. Kevin, who was out here, actually had some comments on that about, like, man, I can smell exhaust. I smell sewage. I don't necessarily in certain parts. I mean, I have guy nose. I don't really smell as good as most people. So I don't notice it. I can tell you, I do feel a little bit in my throat sometimes with pollution now that I'm more present to, especially as I've been out in the province areas. I can also say that I've been sick more. Like and I think that I see kind of like right there. I don't notice that as much when I'm in the provinces. Maybe because I'm not vlogging or being on live for 2 hours, but I can tell you I'm sick more in the city, and that could just be around 3.5 million people in city living. So I think it just depends on where you're at. But in Cebu City, yeah, I've heard some guys talk about that. My personal experience, it's there, but it's not like anything. I mean, I've lived in big cities too, in Denver and stuff. Air quality in Denver is absolutely horrible, right? With smog and fires and inversion. And so yeah, it's kind of like the weather for me, where a lot of people talk about it, but it's not as big as factor as I feel people lead on. And that's just me, right? Yeah, great question though. Totally agree with you about the weather. I'm Southeast Florida. I was in Negros and Bohol a couple weeks ago. Yep, absolutely, Tom. Yep, yeah, good timing. yeah, very soon. I lived in Tampa for a while, in the late '80s before I moved to Colorado. So, but yeah, I think it's very similar to that. I know a lot of people who was one person in particular was from Manila. She lives in Houston. She was telling me, Chris, it's hotter and humid in Houston than it is in Manila. So, yeah, I think it's very comparable to that. To me, it's a non-issue, and the weather. You just kind of you stay in the shade, that kind of deal, and you're fine. Yep, yeah, good stuff, Tom. Scott, how much of a challenge do you have with networking and meeting new people? Is it just expats? What's the deal? Not at all, Scott. And some of it is too because I have a YouTube channel. But I think if I didn't have that, it's very easy to make friends out here, Scott. I have better friends now than I have since like elementary school. That kind of just good dudes, right? We're hanging out, we're having fun. I feel like we have a lot in common just by being here. So I find it easy to connect with foreigners and other guys, meeting people from all over the world. Like I was just chatting with this really cool guy. He's a photographer, and he shot for the military. And it's just really cool people out here, man. And yeah, I think making friends is easy if that's what you want. some guys really avoid other foreigners. I don't. I mean, there's some guys that are like, you know what, we just don't have a lot of common, and we, kind of go separate ways. But most of the guys that I actually meet, I have a lot in common with, and really find them interesting and enjoy hanging out with them, and then building stronger friendships from that. So yeah, really easy to meet new people, and it just even locals too. Super friendly culture that starts to rub off on you, and we start to kind of let down, our guard and just be more open and friendly ourselves. So I think that's really available here. Yeah, good stuff, Scott. Do you plan on spending the rest of your life in the Philippines? I do, if I'm able to, Ben. That was kind of the plan. This is a very much a one-way ticket for me, just because of budget. I plan on being here the rest of my life in Southeast Asia. I do. That's the plan, and things can change, right? I don't know. I mean, but yeah. I would love to be here the rest of my days. Exploring and being around this culture and the people here. I would absolutely love it. And granted, things can change here. Tourist visas, that can all change, and health stuff. So I hope I do. I lived in Thailand, left almost 20 years ago, and don't miss it at all. Yeah, but the Pine ladies have some sassy extra special. Yeah, I hear you. They do, don't they? Yeah, and the people in general really have the sassy extra special. Anyways, if I get there, I'm near 50, 18. Yeah, if I get there at 50, old 18 to 22, yeah. Yeah, we talked about this in the last live. I raised up kind of my age requirement. I didn't really, it was one of those things I just wasn't prepared for. I didn't really move here for dating. I didn't really think, I didn't have a conversation like I wouldn't date this age range, but it's important for us to kind of look at and just, I think, be open to it. There's some legalities and stuff where you don't, you can't legally date anyone below the age of 18. So just be mindful of that. And you really want to be careful around that, because you will get approached by girls who are under the age of 18. You will. I got set up when I was in Palampon. I was getting a mango shake. The store owner was like, hey, you should date this girl, this coworker here. She's really sweet. She's kind. She's fun. You should date her. She's single. You're single, right? This is before I was dating Mary Rose. I just kind of got into town. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm single, whatever. Tell me a little bit about her. And she's like, yeah, I'm 17 and that. I'm like, wait a second here. Like, look, it's illegal for me to date someone under the age of 18, and so you just want to be really careful, because you'll get presented with options below that. I know guys, right, that try to tread that line, man. And it's just, you got to watch out. You got to be really careful. And, sometimes too, they'll say they're 18, they'll show you an ID, and it's their sister. And granted, I've never had any of that, but I've heard stories like that, so you really got to be careful. I almost think that, going up a little bit in that age range might be a safer bet. And for many reasons, I've hung out with some 18-year-olds and Billy Ron, and I'm like, man, I turned into their father, that kind of deal. I just felt like they were so young. And I feel, get a girl at least in college, who's got a little more world experience. At least that's been kind of what I've moved to. And, as I've dated kind of more recently, I was in a relationship for a while, and I don't have a ton of dating experience in the Philippines, but really over the past year and a half, I've kind of done a lot more of that. So just figuring stuff out for myself, really. Yeah. In that area. Yeah. What type of humor is most popular in the Philippines? How do you make a Filipino laugh? Yeah, that's a great question, Ryan. They don't really pick up on sarcasm too much, although, yeah, Mary Rose is pretty sharp in that area. It just depends on the girl. What type of humor? Yeah, I mean, I think it pretty much stands out the same. Yeah, the conservative, so certain, like, vulgar stuff might not fly so well. But just your everyday humor, I think they kind of get and like. And I love laughing. I love joking. I love playing around. So I love joking around with Mary Rose and other women that I've dated. It's important to me. If you look at some of my videos earlier when I was dating Joe, I try to make her laugh a lot. And one scene in particular I kind of rewatch is when we're in Donald Lake. And, I love laughter, and I love making people laugh, right? So yeah, I just try to just being silly. I think that's the thing that gets a lot of Filipinos, just being silly and being kind and loving and silly at the same time, just kind of tugs at their heart and makes them laugh too. So that's been my strategy. Yeah, fun, good stuff, Ryan. Yeah, great question. Looks like Fantastic Four character on a Ted Crop New Mexico. Looks like a Fantastic Four character and a dead cop at the same time. I don't know what that is. Yeah, dead cop in the New Mexican desert at the same time. I'm not sure. I'm not tracking, man. Man, I'm 51. Did try because I'm a stockbroker. Okay, yeah. Always stressed out and worked 18 to 20 hours. But when I came off the TRT, I couldn't get up enough for sex like a year or so about that too. Okay. I did try it because I'm stressed out. I hear you. I'm going to look at it. Honestly, TRT has been something that's been on my radar for about 5 years. It started in my marriage and just my desires and stuff like that. And some of it was just a marriage that was failing. But I've been looking at TRT now for a while, and I tested low. And then I had an accident where I smashed my pelvis and my junk. So I want to make sure everything's working. I just want to get checked out to see where I'm at. And it's not only sexual stuff too. It's really just mood and sleep and all of that as we age, and that kind of just drops away. So I really want to kind of see where I'm at. And if I don't need to take anything like that, that's great. I'm actually hoping that that's the outcome, that my levels are at a way that is healthy. But yeah, there's some things around that I feel that might warrant definitely some testing just to get some truth. I'm similar. That's one of the cool things about hanging out with a bunch of 50-year-old dudes is we talk a lot about this kind of stuff, right? And most of us are taking some type of Cialis or Viagra or stuff like that to kind of assist, right, as we get older. Not everybody, but a lot of guys I meet are. And so yeah, I'm with you, man. I get it. I understand, and it is very common. Like I said, one of the cool things. We're all joking the other day. When I was in Makati hanging out with some guys, we're like, oh crap, I need a good 45 minutes, or pre-popping ahead of time, and like, oh man, so it's funny, man. Good times out here, man. Just so good. You need, you're hanging out with, 20 and 30-year-olds. You need every advantage you can have. But I get you, man. I get you. It'll be interesting to see the results of that. So, I just signed up for some medical services around that, and so I would suspect over the next couple months I'll be kind of working through all that process. Primary care physician, an endocrinologist, and then testing. And so it'd probably be a couple months before I really know kind of where I'm at. Do TRT. It's cheap and great, and you can stop it if you have a negative reaction. Yeah, Ben. I'm excited to see where I'm at. I really, really am excited to see. So in the United States, I tested once and it was below. It was just below, and I can't remember. For some reason I thought it was like 450 was like the bottom or something like that, and I was like 440. And but in the United States, you need 2 consecutive low tests, and the second test that I took, I was 10 points above, so I like 460 or something. I don't remember the exact numbers, but that was kind of how it played out. One test I was low, next test I was just above. So I didn't qualify for anything there, which was quite frustrating. I was like, man, this is something I kind of feel like just based on mood and everything else, I felt like I really wanted to kind of try and see if it works. So I'm game, but I'm also not interested in taking something I don't need. So if I test out and I'm okay, like I'm at levels that are fine, they're not super low or anything like that, dude, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with trying to raise my levels naturally by being in the gym, by diet and exercise. I'm totally okay with that. Like I said, I really am hesitant to take something I don't need, but I'm also interested to find out where I'm at. One of the things about testosterone that I didn't know is there's a measurement that you could do, which is free testosterone. So I'm really excited to see in the diagnostics and the tests that come out, like what the facts are, right? Yeah, awesome bike video, by the way. All the best. Yeah, no, thanks, brother. Dude, motorcycling, strength training, working out, exercise, Philippines lifestyle stuff, dude, those are things that you can count on with this channel. and moving a lot more into motorcycle and stuff as I get my toolkit just really set up in that, right? So yeah, more of that to come, brother. More of that to come. Yeah. Yeah. I opted not to do testosterone supplements because of what you said. Yeah. Yep. So I eat steak like I'm and zinc puts lead in the pencil. Zinc and magnesium. Oh, interesting. Look it up. But testing is a good idea. Yeah, Jeff, I'm with you, man. I don't like taking crap I don't need. I don't. And so I'm a little bit on the fence. And physically, I feel good. And I feel like physically, like I got a little bit of that body fat in my gut that just isn't going away. And so there's some factors here that I feel like that I want to look at. But you know, if I can kind of get my body fat where I want and work hard, train hard naturally, and also too my test levels are within range and I'm not below levels, then dude, I am actually, that's good news. That's great news. And then yeah. So that's kind of what I'm hoping the outcome is, and what I speculate might be the outcome. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see. I want to get tested. As far as humor in the Philippines, Filipinos really love sarcastic foreigners. Yeah, they don't. They sometimes don't get. I don't know. It depends on the girl or the Filipino. Sometimes they get it, but sometimes you have to explain. Like, look, I was just joking. Yeah. It's funny, but you got to be careful. My buddy George was telling me he was joking with this girl about rice. He's like, yeah, you know, I can't do rice. I can only, we have to cut rice out of our diet. You know, and her eyes get all big and like, what do you mean? We can't eat rice anymore? And baby, I'm just joking. But he let that joke ride for whatever, a week or so, and she's all freaking out, and so yeah, they sometimes don't get it. As soon as the men start getting women to respect them, and social circle will increase inversely and quickly. We as men want to be value of a group. Yep, in the West, there are now only one sex and men. Yeah, man, I'm really glad to be here in this culture. Having the friends that I have, having the life that I have, I'm just so, yeah, these really are my best years in many ways. I'm excited to be here and doing what I'm doing and just focusing on my health, my well-being, motorcycling, and that kind of thing. I mean, come on, man, it's just very lucky to be doing what I'm doing at the age that I'm doing it at. Are you going to be based in Cebu for the next several months? I need a ride, buddy. Yes, Bran. I'm here through February. I just talked to the owner of the condo. We talked about being here through February, and then I'm going to be through Sinulog. There's some stuff around that where, he's coming in town and like that, where I might do, maybe I go to October, maybe I go to Da Nang in October. But yeah, no, I'll be here through February. Yep. Dude, what's up, man? How's it going, brother? Yes, good morning. The guys I'm riding with here in Iloilo are all Honda because of what you said. Available parts, reliability, and the service. Yeah, these guys are with decades of experience. Man, good to see you, man. I hope everything's good there in Iloilo. I'd love to catch up. I need to get out there again and see what's going on. I've caught a little bit of your Facebook stuff. It looks like you're having an absolute blast out there, dude. Yeah, good for you, man. Really, really congratulations. It looks like Philippines life is treating you well, man. Amen, brother. Yeah, toilet paper, bug spray, towel are a must for local travel. Yeah. So wipes, I stopped kind of carrying wipes, but yeah, little travel wipes are actually, no, I have them in my bag, but travel wipes are really key because you'll get into some restrooms. They don't have paper or tissue or any of that stuff. And even just napkins on the table, and they're called tissues. But yeah, so just as you're in restaurants and stuff, having a wet wipe is super key. So yeah, bug spray hasn't really been an issue. A towel is nice. I agree. When you're out wiping the sweat off and stuff like that, it's kind of handy. Yeah. I'm with you. Yep, good stuff. Jamie, I might pull the trigger on the 250 like Commander Dot has. I agree. For sure, I can get some niche trips on that, pimp it out. Yeah, there's another guy. He's just north of me up in, what's that, Downbentine, I think it is, or I can't remember. But he's picking up a 250 Suzuki. He and I are going to switch off bikes. So I'm actually going to be there's going to be some test ride videos. I'll try to shoot that. Also, there's a Triumph dealership down the street. They got the 400X Scrambler. I want to test drive that. So I'm going to be shooting some videos on some other bikes here real soon. But that V-Strom, the 250, I'm going to be riding that with that gentleman from up north. So I'm excited to ride that bike. I just feel it's too underpowered. I feel like anything below 300 cc. I mean, even that 300. No, I think the CRF 300 is a good bike. I think it's got plenty of power. I feel the 250 V-Strom, because it's an adventure bike and it's got more on it, like it's weighs heavier. Like I would rather have like a 400 V-Strom or like a 500 V-Strom. I know they don't make them, but I think they make a 650, right? But the 250 to me is just a little bit too small of an engine. And we're bigger dudes. I'm 100 kilos, and then you got a bike that's a little bit heavier on there. I like something a little bit more to it. Buy a Chia Pet. Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen one of those in forever. Yeah. Care to talk about hospitals and the outskirts of the main island? Yeah, I mean, the medical care here in Cebu City, there's good hospitals. There's world-class hospitals here. Manila's got, I think it's St. Luke's, which is definitely a world-class hospital. That's another thing about the weather too. I think that gets talked about. I mean, if you're in rural Nebraska and you're out in a farm somewhere, you're an hour away from a hospital. Is it really much different if you're on a remote island and it's going to take you an hour to get to a major hospital? So yeah, I mean, just pick. Cebu City's got some good medical stuff. I hear a lot about Dumaguete and the medical stuff that's out there, because there's a really good nursing school there. I think Davao City, you've got good medical. Of course, Manila with St. Luke's. So if you're worried about medical stuff, you could stick to some of these regions that have known. Iloilo, I think's got good medical stuff out there. Some of these bigger emerging cities, I think, will be just fine. But another question we want to ask around this kind of stuff that I often tell myself is like, look, would you rather live 20 years in prison? Oh, hold on. That's what that camera did last time. 1 second. You know what I think it does? I think it overheats. Yeah, you know what? That's exactly what's going on. It got too hot. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me, settings, FaceTime camera. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. That's exactly what happened last time. It shut off. And I'm looking back at the camera. Yeah, and it's hot. So it's probably just overheated. 1 second. Yeah, it just got a little hot. All right. So let's unplug it. 1 second, guys. There we go. We'll turn that off. So yeah. So I think if you stick to Manila, if you're worried about health. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, would you rather live 20 years in prison or 10 years on the beach? I mean, get out in some of these nicer areas where you can feel happy and healthy and that kind of stuff, and then where you're a couple hours away from a hospital, you'd be fine, I think, right? But it is something to think about a little bit, but I don't think it's a complete deal breaker, right? Yeah. Good question, though. I've been eyeballing the 250 V-Strom as well. I've heard good reviews on it. Chris needs to get on it. And yeah, no, I do, man. And I think like I said, there's a gentleman up north that is looking to buy one. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna heat up some water. There's a gentleman up north that he and I are gonna connect here soon. He's been messaging me, and he's got a 250 V-Strom, and he wants to ride my bike as well. So I just had to turn on the water. So he wants to ride my bike. So what I think I'll do is I'll ride that 250 V-Strom, and then he'll ride mine, but I'll vlog it and take a look. I'm also really excited too about shooting the Triumph Scrambler, the 400X. So that's a new bike that just came out from Triumph. So it looks pretty good. Yeah. Adjust here. All right. Yeah. No, that's coming, brother. That's coming for sure. Maybe we get give him a review. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. You guys get one first? Sure, man. I'll come down and we'll film it. I paint all the black panels yellow like the rest of it. All right. Yeah. This put Ski-Doo. Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, man. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah. Mod it out, customize it. That's hilarious, man. I'm getting into astrophotography. Oh, so cool. Is that something you'd ever like to try? Absolutely. And I think you could, Kevin, in areas you want to get out, get out of the city and stuff. But yeah, dude, I'm actually really blown away by the night capabilities of the freaking iPhone, man. It is just unbelievable. You know what? Let me see if I can share some of this stuff out. I'm just in awe and shock about, yeah, just it's so amazing. Stop screen share, present, share screen. I'm gonna show window photos, share. Yeah, I mean, this is freaking iPhone footage. It's just, gosh, the night capabilities of that camera are just amazing. This is what, I don't even know what time it says there. Yeah, 6:30, which is dark here. 6:30 is super dark. It doesn't look like it, but you can't see any of that. I just freaking love that. I love, I do. I love night photography, and I would love to get in that as well. Let me see if I can find some other photos here real quick. There's that, and then I took this one too. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I dig that one. Add to stage. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to get, and this is, so the city, you can see a little bit of the stars there in the sky. So yeah, I would think you could get into that, Kevin. Just, get out of the city a little bit. The stars weren't as bright. Yeah, maybe they were. In Colorado at elevation, they were pretty bright. Yeah, they're similar here to that. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Out of the city in particular. Sully. Yeah. Hey, Chris just joined from Cocoa, Florida. Yeah, man. Hope all is good there in Cocoa Beach. Nice part of the town. Nice area. Yep. Know your area well. Yeah, I'm gonna miss my ski-doo, but I'm coming back for early spring and a ride. Yeah, dude. That's something I would actually like to get out here. I would love to get like a boat or a ski-doo. I would love to get something like that. That'd be fun. That'd be a good time. Yeah, I'm an astrophotographer, but I've given away my telescopes to Salvation Army before I go to the Philippines. I plan to build. Wow, so cool, man. Yeah, I would love to get into astrophotography as well. Yeah, with the telescope and shooting. Freaking awesome. Yeah, that sounds really cool. 22 Renegade XRS X50. Let's look that up, man. What's that about? 2022 XRS 850. What is that? Ooh, is that a snowmobile? Yeah, all right. Have fun. Wow. Yeah, so fun. I love the toys, right? I'm with you guys. I'm with you. Cash is king in the Philippines. Yeah, sure. Sure. I use mostly cash too. I just actually opened up 2 accounts. I opened up a peso account and opened up a dollar account here at BPO banks. So yeah, I mostly use cash. I transfer money, and I just transfer 100,000 pesos at a time, which is just under 2,000 US. And then when that runs out, I'll send myself some more. Again, that's one of those things where you just want to be ahead of it. One of the strategies around that, you just get ahead of, make sure you just don't run out or run low. You can use ATMs too. Hey, try my Canadian posers out there. Yes, it's a beauty way to go. Take off. Hey, Jack. What's up, Jack? How's it going? Hope all is good in there in Balaman. Yeah. Too funny. Lots of Canadians, man. I'm meeting a lot of those guys. Good guys. Everyone, man. I have to say, people. I'm just getting my hot water. People I meet all over the world, just good dudes, just really good dudes for the most part. Like I could think of just maybe a handful of guys now that are like, we just don't have a lot in common. And it's usually the guys that are just all obsessed with the dating. Those are the guys I can't really relate to, and oftentimes get just even a little bit disgusted by. But for the most part, the guys, they're just here having fun and just chilling. I get along with just fine. Like 95% of the people that are out here, we're just good guys. All right. Yeah. All over the world, man. Hondas are great bikes, but they're seats. Okay, interesting. Can't go for more than an hour, really. I think the CB500X has a decent seat on it, but if that's the case, I'm sure Seat Concepts will come up with something. Yeah, I haven't heard a lot on that on that motorcycle seat to see if that's an issue. Sorry, getting coffee going there. Yes. Yeah. That's Smurf Crusher. What's he saying up there? Yeah. Astrophotography? Yeah, man. Yeah. No, that's something I've never tried. I did have a telescope years ago. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. I looked at it. I do. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be something I would like to get into as well. Chris has been trying the A, and Chad has been saying right. Yeah, too funny, man. Too funny. Yeah, he is Canadian, but he's been mostly in the States. Yeah, actually, tacos where I hear it a lot, man. He's got a deep Canadian accent, man. He's from up there. Hey, what's Edmonton doing? Hey, what's going on with? I know we got playoff hockey. Like, what's going on, right? I do love, dude. I love playoff this time of year. It is one of the things I miss. Or the NHL playoffs. I freaking love hockey. It is my favorite sport, and I haven't really watched much of it. Hey Siri, 5-minute timer. Yeah. So where are we at? And oh, that's NFL. NHL. Where are we at with the playoffs? I know Edmonton was. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not seeing it here. I know the Sorry, 1 second. NHL playoffs. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here. Standings, players. Yeah, where are we at in the playoffs? Who's doing what? Wow, why can't I find the current schedule here? That's kind of wild. Oh, playoff bracket. There we go. Ooh, all right. So Edmonton moved on, right? So Edmonton took out Vancouver. Yeah, there you go. And then so you got Edmonton, Dallas, and then New York and Florida, and then so you're at the semifinals. All right, cool. Looks like Colorado got took out in the first round. Oh well. Oh no, they made it to the second round, but got beat out by Dallas. Okay, all right. And the Dallas and Edmonton. All right, man. So cool. Yeah, I love playoff hockey. Love it. Sorry, I was looking at another screen. But yeah, yep. I had a 1987 GSXR 750, and the heat was so bad, your balls felt like they were glued to your leg. I hear you. I had a 790 Duke, which was hot. That bike was a little bit on the warm side, but as long as you got moving, it was fine. The thing I worry about a hot bike here in the Philippines is that you sometimes you don't move very much. Like it's slow moving traffic. You know, you're 20, 30 miles an hour. So if you're on a hot bike, the wind flow doesn't really get to you where you can cool yourself or the bike down. So it's one of the things I actually worry a lot about with a little bit warmer running temperature motorcycle is that's going to freaking bake me right off the bike. Yeah, sexy bike. Yeah, fun. Yeah, good times. Yeah, I love motorcycling. Huge passion of mine. I recommend putting the series though. I recommend putting serious thought into testosterone replacement therapy. It gets old fast. Results are great, so you miss ordering time and you can find yourself in a state of depression. Appreciate that, brother. It's not a decision I'm going to take lightly. Yeah, I just want to see where I'm at. I'm with you. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go that direction or not, especially if I feel like I can get where I'm at a good level. Like if my levels are fine or borderline low, that's okay. I'm fine with that. I am because I think with my training, I'm hoping that I could raise things up if they're indeed low. I know I like I said, I was low back in the United States. Maybe I'm not now. I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned because I did have some damage with a motorcycle accident I had a couple years ago. So I do want to make sure that I'm producing adequate levels. Off the cuff, it was a great bike, so much fun, and really fast back in its time. I could imagine, man. Dude, my 790 Duke, that thing was so much fun to ride. Oh my gosh, just amazing. Amazing motorcycle with a quick shifter. Dude, I don't know if you guys have ever ridden a bike with a quick shifter. It is so much fun. So much fun. Love it. Just freaking nail on the throttle and just freaking blip up the gears. Oh my gosh. I was doing 100 miles an hour in second gear. It's just nuts. And then kind of downshifting, you know, the quick shifter downshifting, kind of going into a corner. Dude, that was epic. Would freaking love that. You know, just pop down right before the corner and then you can accelerate out at the apex. Oh, it's freaking awesome. Awesome. Yeah, will he get it? Will he get it? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure on that TRT. I'm not sure. Yeah. Fully agree. Had my seat already changed, the better one. The old one irritated my butt after an hour. I feel the pain in my ass. Literally, yeah. Yeah, you're on the Rebel, the 1100 DCT. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's options. There's aftermarket. Yep, yep. Sam and Emma. Hey, Chris, what camera are you using for your live stream? Yeah, dude, I actually just switched. I was using the this guy, the Pocket 3, right? Yeah, the Pocket 3. And it cut out on me, and I think it overheated. So what I'm going to do next time is I'll just set a fan up and have the fan blowing on it. I reached back and I felt it when it shut off, and it was hot. So I'm suspecting that it overheated. So so yeah, but that's the camera I use, and I use this camera a lot for, like, if I'm shooting in low light or if I'm shooting indoors. I use this camera a lot for that. I really dig it. It's a good camera. Yeah, really capable, 1-inch sensor, looks great. So yeah, so that's what I was using earlier, but I had, you know, like I said, it cut out. I'll keep using it. Well, I'll get a fan blowing on it. I think it'll take care of it. Warning about age. I'm deaf, so show me your card. Yes, show me your card and prove it kind of guy. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to be careful, man. You got to be really careful. And they'll have an ID. Even so, if they're going to school, they'll have a school ID. They'll have IDs. So that's not an excuse. If they tell you they don't have an ID, that's not true. They have IDs. So just check the ID and all that stuff, and just to make sure. And you know, that's the other part too. I mean, I don't want to sound racist, but you know, they look young. I mean, even women in their 40s or so look like they're in their 20s. You know, so at least for me, I have a hard time telling age. So you really just want to be careful, really careful. And the other thing is the outfits. I mean, it was really backwards to me. Like, they had a lot of them are school uniforms, and you'd have like these high school girls in these really like short mini skirts, and then you'd have college girls in these long dresses. So it's like, wait a second, it's kind of backwards, right? So you got to be careful, and then, you know, just ask, you know, because you don't want to break the law, and you don't, you know, get yourself in serious trouble here. You know, there's a lot of that going on around, and like I said, you'll get presented with underage dating, and you got to be a good dude and you know, kind of not go that direction, right? Yeah, if in doubt, bail out, man. I'm telling you, you guys got to. It wasn't something I was ready for. It really wasn't, and I got kind of, you know, scared quick. Not scared. It quickly became where I was like, you know what? I'm your dad at this point. Freaking go home. Be careful. Freaking don't do this crazy crap. You know, some of these girls that were going to Cebu and staying with foreigners, and you know, and have no clue what their expectation was. You know, I'm like, look, if a guy's having you come to his hotel, he's expecting and wanting physical connection. You know, you don't put yourself in that situation. You know, and so it was just really kind of scary. But yeah, so you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be really careful about that kind of that dynamic, and just be prepared for it. In the United States, you're not going to see that. You're not going to get presented with freaking underage girls. It's just not going to happen. And here, it does. It does. So you just got to be ready for it. Have you been to Baguio yet? I haven't been up there in northern Luzon. I haven't. I will go eventually. And here's what might happen. I'm reaching out to motorcycle dealerships in Manila. Maybe I buy a bike up there and then ride around Manila for a little bit and work my way back here. So, you know, that's kind of the luxury of living out here, is you can just be super flexible, right? Americans in the Philippines that don't get 100 for not sure what that is, but yeah, Americans in the Philippines that don't get humor for 100,000. Yeah, oh my God, I logged on. What are we talking about? Hard ons, I know, right? You know, we're talking about dating, and I know it looks like I'm a half hour behind, but you know, like I said, I'm more into deep diving into conversations. But yeah, I mean, as we get older and 50, you know, things don't work like they did in their 20s, and you know, most everyone here is taking some sort of pill as you get older, just to kind of help, right? You know, it's just kind of funny, man. But yeah, life in the Philippines, man. Yeah, another pet interview. As long as it's with Mary, it's okay. I'm with you, man. Look, I've said this before. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to kind of date around a lot, and it's not a moral high ground. It's just I like to get to know somebody. I like these deeper type of connections, man. And you're right, it's with Mary. I mean, we're in a committed relationship. I'm not dating anyone else, and I prefer that. I really like that type of that dating. You know, and you know, dating a bunch of girls, like 3 or 4 girls in a week. I'm just, dude, I don't have the energy for that, or the pills for that. You know, I just, you know, I want to date one girl. I want to get to know her. I want to get comfortable. I mean, that's honestly part of that pill thing, right? It's just getting comfortable with somebody, getting connected with somebody. I mean, most of us Western men, we're just so beat up and battered, right? That you know, you know, you date a Filipina and you just, you know, we kind of carry some of that with us. Hold on, I'm gonna get plugged in over here too. But yeah, just one girl is good enough for me. Do you find it costs less to find a Cebu? I don't know about the cost. It might actually be a little more expensive to fly to Cebu versus Manila. I'm not sure on that, but honestly, I prefer it. You know, if you could avoid the Manila airport, I would. You know, not that there's anything wrong. It's just that with Manila, you know, but if you're coming here, just fly to Cebu. You'll avoid that kind of headache and hassle. I think I had a layover in Manila. I think it was like a 2 or 3 hours. I can't remember. And it took me all of that to get to my next flight. So just be careful, Manila airport. Give yourself a lot of time if you're flying through there. Yeah, the overlay on your bike videos is top notch. Yeah, appreciate that, Chris. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thanks, man. Yeah. Yeah, try as a man to keep your BMI under 23 and take zinc. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Aside from avoiding all estrogenic foods, aka what modern man is intentionally ruined. Yeah, oats being high on the list. Dude, I eat oatmeal freaking every day. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and here's the thing too. I think a lot of people make about the foods here, but you can really eat healthy. You know, going to the markets, buying fresh produce and vegetables and meats and fish. I mean, dude, you can eat super healthy here. Less processed foods. Very much an option. Yeah, yeah. They say mattress sports and oh yeah, no, okay, I believe that. Hope you're ready, Mary Rose. Just oh, poor girl. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't go into. Anyways, my point of being that fertilizers in the starches are causing. Okay, all right. Philip, would you recommend traveling to smaller islands around Cebu or the larger islands like Leyte or Bohol for a 3-week visit? Philip, I'm going to do a video on this exact deal soon because this is a great question. And I see a lot of guys who come here and be like, hey, I'm here in Cebu City. I'm here for a while. What the heck do I do? Right? Like, you know, I kind of want to get out. I want to see the beach. I want to do some stuff. Dude, go to Bohol. Go to Bohol. I'm telling you, man, if it's there's so much to do there that's fun and touristy. You know, you spend some time here in Cebu, you freaking go down to Pier 1, you hop on a freaking ferry, hour and a half here in Bohol. You can go to some really nice beaches. All those resorts there, they have tourist package to show you the Chocolate Hills, to show you the Targiers, to do a riverboat cruise, to do like the snakes and butterfly thing. It's just there's really kind of fun touristy stuff to do. You got a beach. Bohol's relatively inexpensive. Yeah, totally. Great question, Philip. I'm glad you asked that because I get that asked a lot. So that's the easiest thing to do. Another option is Camotes, that you can go up to Camotes and see Camotes Island up there. I absolutely love that island. I've done a bunch of videos on that. Shout out to DJ's Resort. You can see a link to their Airbnb out there. So that's another option. A little bit harder to get out to Camotes. You got to go up to Porto Danao and then hop a ferry over. So you can still do it. Take a cab up to that port and carry on. DJ or those guys will pick you up at the ferry. So you could do it. You still do Camotes, a little bit more of work to get to. Another option is Bantayan Island. You can get your bus over at the SM or at the North Bus Terminal. You can catch a bus that'll take you up to Bantayan Island, one of the best beaches I've seen my entire life at Akota Beach. So those are kind of the three big options that I would do. You can get down to Oslab and do the whale sharks. A little bit harder to get to also without your own transportation, but possible. The easiest thing to do is frickin' Bohol, man. And you could spend a week out there easily and just chill out in Pang Lao, do the beach thing, do the touristy thing, have a nice resort. Yeah, great question, Philip. I'm going to shoot a video on exactly this right here because I get this a lot. I actually took some guys out. Randy, shout out to you, Randy. Took some guys out. He's like, dude, I've been here a couple weeks now. I'm not doing anything. I was like, let's go to Bohol. Let's just freaking go. It's cake. And that day we're like gone on a boat out and made reservations on the way over. So yeah, really good stuff, Philip. You look me up when you get out here, man. Love the camera POV. You're making me want to rent a bike. Yeah, man. Oh, I freaking love it, man. Like I said, big part of this channel is motorcycling. So yeah, I'm a fan too. Yes, awesome, Jamie. The conversation got too hot for the camera. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Hold on. I got to keep an eye. My buddy George might be coming over here. Make sure he's good. 1 second. Let me reach out. Let me send him a quick message. Come over whenever, brother. Knock on my door. He might be on his way. So yeah, George and he's coming over in a little bit. So I'll stop probably around 9:30 when he gets here. What kind of drone do you use? I got the DJI Air 3. Yep. I'm looking forward to using the Philippines when I arrive in January. Same drone, Lou. I use the 3 Pro is what I have. It's got an LCD display on it built in. Yeah, they got a 4 now that's out, but I have the 3 and I probably won't upgrade it. I really do like flying the drone. It's fun to fly. And I'm just kind of starting to use that drone footage a little bit in my videos. But I'm definitely going to be getting that. And maybe I'll upgrade to the 5 when it comes out. Chris, I believe you have to go really fast on the Ski-Doo or you'd sink. Start really close to shore too. Yeah, dude, I'm getting up there in my way. 100 kilos, man. The skies here are really dark. Okay, yeah, cool. So you can do some of that photography. Edmonton against Dallas. Yeah, John. I would love to catch some of those games out here. I do. I love freaking playoff. To me, right, opinion. Playoff hockey is the best sport, man. It just, dude, best out of 7. You don't have freaking one game where somebody shows up. You got freaking incredible playoffs. I fell in love with hockey and I think it was 94, New York Rangers, Mark Messier. Freaking loved hockey ever since then, man. And of course, living in Colorado with the Avalanche, freaking Joe Sakic, dude, freaking our third line was like Teemu Selanne and Paul Kariya. I mean, yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, amazing. I'm a big fan of hockey. I really don't watch much, but I love the sport. I really do love it. BJ last year was 112 miles per hour. Wow, yeah, dude. I would love to get a little jet ski-doo. Yeah, man, I'd love to get one. Yep. Crazy dangerous, but we're doing it since we're kids. Yeah, that's fun, man. Yeah, good times. Scott, still waiting for my Red Wings. Yeah, dude, I know. Weren't those good times with freaking the Avalanche and Wings, man? Freaking A, that was so cool. Freaking Sergei Fedorov and crap, I can't remember who was the captain for all those years. Really good guy too. Yeah, no, those are fun years, dude. What a rivalry that was. I can't even remember the goaltender now. Freaking Osgood, right? Was it Osgood and Fedorov? Who was the captain? I really actually like the captain a lot. Really respectful, dark-haired guy. Anyways, yeah, good times, man. Good, yeah, for sure. Sounds like fun. Yeah, riding some jet skis around. Yeah, why not, right? Edmonton beat over Vancouver. Yeah. I'm sure my buddy's a little bit upset. I think he's from Vancouver. Taco. Hello, good sir. How are you today? I'll be in Cebu in a couple weeks. Look me up, TD. Let's get together. We do meetups a couple times a week. We're almost always we chill out at the Starbucks here in IT Park. You know, whatever, 3-4 days a week. We'll be over there 10 a.m. You know, getting coffee, whatever. Yeah. Sometimes around. I train on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 o'clock now, and so I'm usually there afterwards, meeting up with some guys. Yeah, TRT is a double-edged sword. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. See, this is what's great about this community, about the Philippines experience. We got guys, similar situations, looking at life, figuring crap out, and talking about stuff, man. Freaking love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. Yeah, let's find a rink, boys, and strap on some skates. We can get Tim on defense. He'll go for it. Yeah, I know. I bet you. That'd be fun, right? Yeah. I'm shipping my ice skates. Dude, they got the rink up in SM Seaside. Dude, I couldn't imagine you on skates. You're already like 6'3". Yeah, good for you, man. Looking forward to hanging out with you when you get out too. Yeah, get Mogman in there. Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. They're trying to get some MMA stuff going, right? Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah, there's some serious drama going on, man. Oh, I hope. Yeah, people are gonna get deported. I'm sure of it. People are gonna get deported. Oh, Chris loves my enduro motorsports. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hey, man. What's up, brother? Dude. So check out these guys' channel. Really unique channel and really powerful stuff on matching families together, DNA stuff. Really cool. Yeah, shout out to you guys, man. Really enjoyed hooking up with you over the weekend. I know Mary Rose really enjoyed the conversation with Leah, and just a lot of great advice. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys and hooking up. So yeah, I hope all is good down there. And let me know when you guys come up to Cebu. Would love to reconnect. And who do we talk about getting together with? Crap, I don't remember now. But anyways, I'd love to reconnect with you guys when you're up here. Good times, man. Thanks again. That was fun. Yeah, Off the Cup Adventures with Jamie. Yeah, I met Tim. Yeah, I think it'd be. Yeah, I have a little bit mixed reviews, but look, I don't want to bash other vloggers. There's some things around. As a former drinker, there's some things that I have taken offense to. But look, it's Coke versus Sprite, right? There's no right answer. It's all opinion. When's my next trip? I think Mary Rose has got some time off, so she's coming the next day or two back and has a little bit of time. I think we're going to do a Bohol trip. We're going to get out to Bohol and kind of cruise around there. Yeah, I've got my money on Tim. I know, dude. He's beastie. I think he is doing TRT also. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, thanks, guys. I do appreciate it. Yeah, the best part of a relationship is she is yours and you are hers. I'm with you, man. That's what makes it special. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I like the more deeper connections. I'm not a guy that likes to date around and do all that stuff. I've just never been that kind of guy, and I'm not bashing guys who like that. That's not what gets me excited. If they fight, they'll be in Padre Burgess for a couple of days. Yeah, it'll be the thriller, the thriller in Manila. Terminal transfers in Manila are the worst. Yeah, than JFK. Yep, with the expectations that I can understand Filipinos better at Manila. Yep. Yeah, no, I would avoid the Manila airport if you can. All the beaches in the Philippines are really crystal clear and aqua colors. A lot of them. It depends on where you're at. You can get out in certain areas in the bluer water. Also depends on if there's wind and current and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, I've been in some beautiful, beautiful blue waters. Oh man, just gorgeous. Some of the stuff in Leyte around Maripipi and that island up there that was breathtaking. Let's see if I can find that photo real quick. 1 second. Yeah, that was just gorgeous up there. Absolutely stunning. Let's see where's that at? Favorites. Yeah, this shot right here. My goodness, man. Let me show you this. I mean, look at that. Unbelievable. Oh, gorgeous. Right, and that island in the distance there, that's Maripipi. So you're on a smaller island, just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, the water is unlike anything I've really seen. I agree. Playoff hockey is the best. Yeah. And I'm a total baseball fan. Yeah, I mean, baseball is another thing that I think, you got the series and stuff like that. I mean, a little bit of a baseball fan. It's one of the generational things. My grandmother was huge into baseball, and my dad a little bit, and my dad played. I actually played adult softball, but I never got into spectating. I like going to a baseball game just on TV. I find it like nap TV. Yeah. Sea-doo for water, ski-doo for snow. There you go. Oh, okay. I got you. I would like to watch that, right? Talk about a blast from the past with Mike Tyson fighting. That'd be cool. I'd like to see it. Yeah, I'd like to see that fight for sure. Enjoyed your stream, young fella. Yeah, I bet he would be would good moderators for you. Yeah, he would, wouldn't he? I don't have any. Really what I do around moderation is I put in a time thing. So I basically say, look, you can't, it's going to take 30 seconds for you to do your reply. So I think that helps out a lot. That way people aren't, constantly spamming. And if they are, it's going to take them several minutes to really do anything damaging. Yeah, Stevie Y. Absolutely. Love that guy, man. What a captain, right? What a captain. One of the best captains ever, for sure. Yeah, a lot of respect for Stevie Y. Yeah, cool. So cool. Yeah. Yeah, I may do that when I'm there. I'll try to find a few expats for my, yeah, absolutely. Come out. Look me up. Look me up when you get down here, for sure. We're around. We're around. The Carefree Chris community group is probably the best way to kind of get me, as well as comments in my videos, as far as like, hey, I'm here kind of deal and whatever, and then I can get you on my radar. It is a little bit hard to get me, but once we're here and talking, we can open up other lines of communication too. I'm wondering if the Filipinos like it when you earn your Red Wings. Oh, freaking dude, you bust me up, man. You bust me up. I agree. Tim is an imposing figure. I don't think it'll happen. Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight the guy for sure. I don't. Wait, we're talking about hockey. Dude, you're hilarious. Oh man, yeah. I wouldn't want to wrestle with Tim for sure. But I feel like if you move fast enough, maybe you can kind of get an advantage. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen many pics from Jasper when he was in Boracay. Amazing white sand beaches. I see why it's so popular. It's all right, man. It's not I've been there. And if you're there during an algae bloom, it's kind of gross, and it's one of the reasons why the sand is so soft, because of the algae. So I don't know, man. If you're into touristy beaches and if you want like a lot of Europeans and stuff like that, yeah, sure, you can go out to there and it's okay. To me, there's so much better places to go to see beach. I mean, I'm glad I went once. Do I want to go back? No, I don't have any desire to go back. But it is one of those things I'm glad I went and checked out, Are we too late to ask, where did you meet Mary? No, I met Mary. We met online initially. We actually did meet on Tinder, and I reached out to her. We interacted for a couple weeks. I sent her some messages and stuff like that. And hold on, let me check my messages. Yeah, on the way. Okay. So we met on Tinder. We kind of interacted a little bit for weeks. She wasn't going to see me initially, but I said, I just said, look, let's just start as friends. Let's hang out. And so that's kind of how it started. We had a barbecue. We went out that night. There was like, her sister and I think 2 or 3 of her friends. And that was kind of how it was for like the first 2 or 3 dates. And then we started, we'd go back, we watched Netflix a little bit, but we just really were slow moving for the first 2 weeks, is just really kind of friends. I don't even think we held hands for the first week or so. Just talked and got to know each other. And it was just my speed, honestly, how, I was trying to get comfortable. I hadn't dated much. And so there's some of that anxiety around me, especially a 53-year-old guy with a 21-year-old girl. There's some excitement, but honestly, there's a lot of anxiety too. It's like, oh crap, so anyways, so yeah, that's kind of how it all started. And that was the initial part of it. And now, we're great. We're still very much early on. We're still very much learning about each other and that kind of deal, but it's going great. It's going well. She's going to be spending some time here. with an internship, but then has to go back. So yeah, no, it's going really well. I'm actually really excited to get to know her more and more. Don't like crowds at popular beaches. I like the private beaches. So I'm with you, brother. And there's so many of them. Honestly, the crowded popular ones are few and far between. Most of the ones you can get to are pretty secluded. The other thing about that actually is that speak of the devil. The other thing about the beaches, honestly, is that during the day, Filipinos actually avoid the beach. So if you go out 11, 12 in the day, you pretty much have the beach to yourself. They'll come out either earlier in the morning, around 9, 10 or so, but most of them come out like after 4, between 4 and 6 is where most of those beaches will get busier. What's up, girl? Good morning. You guys have a good time last night? Hey, when are you coming this way? You coming this way to probably tomorrow, right? Tomorrow or today? Let me know when you're coming. And then we should talk about just your schedule and stuff. So that way we can maybe look at go out to Bohol. But yes, good morning. My own buntag. Too fun. I left Cebu last Wednesday. I can't wait to go back there. I hear you, Sean. I love it. I love being out here. I really do. I love being out here. It's just I am living my best years, man. I'm living. I love what I'm up to in many ways, right? The friends that I have, the life that I have, the focus on exercise and well-being. My day is not about working at the law firm and trying to survive that. I love what I get to do right now. It's just really spectacular. Have you thought about? I would love to get the SRRV. It's just because wasn't in the military, the 20,000 deposit that's required. I'm just not interested in putting that in an account somewhere that earns no money. Putting that money, it's a lot of money, and for it to earn no interest is just kind of ridiculous. But I would like to get that eventually, maybe, or maybe have a property that I could use to where I don't have to put the 20,000 in the account. But yeah, it's something I would love to have. Chris will explain what Red Wings are. Dude, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I have some ideas. Freaking Benny, man, you're hilarious. Will any of your family visit you in the Philippines? Yeah, no, I think my daughter's going to come out at some point. I think my son will come out. I'm really talking to my daughter. She talked about being a nurse. I would love for her to come out and go to college out here, and the school is freaking nothing. It costed tuition in comparison to the United States. So yeah, they would come out. My sister might come out. I could see meeting my sister in Bangkok. She's really a big mega city fan. She lived in New York City for decades and really loves the city. I think she would actually absolutely love Bangkok. So I could see meeting her. That would probably be about it, though. That would probably be about it. My dad is a little bit older. I think it would be hard for him to get on an airplane for that long. My brothers, yeah, I'm the youngest, so my brothers are all older. I don't really see them traveling much. Yeah, I'm more interested in being off, the beaten path. Ever visited Malapascua? No, I haven't. It's on my list, though, Philip. I've been to Bantayan Island, and Malapascua is just north of there, right? I believe that's the island, right, where the thresher sharks. But yeah, no, I haven't been. I'm with you, dude. I'm telling you, if you're here for a short time, freaking go to Bohol. I mean, even then, you can go out. You can get to some really cool places there, and for a tourist time, it's just great. It's not like you're out on Lapu-Lapu and Mactan and some resorts there. It's really, really nice. Highly recommend it. Yeah, yeah. Malapascua is awesome. Yep, for sure. I totally understand. Being prior military of 1,500 is too good to pass up, in my opinion. My problem is just 1,500. I won't get there until August. Yeah, yep, yeah. Well, you could get by on the tourist visa for 3 years, and then you could do once you turn 50, you could do the military, right? So you can get by on the tourist visa until then. Yeah, yeah. If I had served, I would have it like without a doubt. Throw the 1,500 in the bank account, get that retirement visa. Yeah, so laid back. But that's the overall vibe, right? That's the overall vibe in the Philippines. Super chill, super. I mean, even here in the city, to me, it's a laid back vibe. They're all about just taking life as it comes, just really chill. So Well, guys, it looks like I got through the comments. I think we're just over 2 hours, so I think I'm going to cut it off here. George is actually on his way. We're going to run out and do a couple things, so we'll catch you guys on the next one. Really appreciate everyone watching, being here, participating, and we'll see you guys. Empin.